What's going on, everybody? Cali Death Podcast back once again, episode 80, dude. We got 8 sets of 10 now after this episode, guys. That's what's up, dude. As always, here for you guys on a Thursday night. I'm here with my resident homies, Joel, Joseph, and Casey. We got the full bunch today. What up, y'all?
What up?
And today we got one of the biggest announcements we've made for the podcast. We finally got merch, guys.
Yo.
Boom. Fucking got you guys finally set up. You got your Cali Death logo. You know, it's just a starter little OG logo thing, you know, kind of taking it the same way we did when we were in bands back in the day. You get a logo shirt, you know. That's the way you start off your merch situation. And so yeah, did we shine the link yet? There we go. Boom.
Yeah,
Cali
so it's a big cartel page. Yep.
Yeah, dude. And the professor is he's handling the whole deal, guys. So he's the man you're going to be dealing with. But yeah,
1 sec.
Go for it, dude. This is sick, though, guys. I mean, what, we're a year and a half or something into this? Boom.
There we go.
Look at that. You know, and we already got some sales just by mentioning it on our Facebook. We haven't even mentioned it really on our Instagram yet, but this is the official deal, guys.
Where can I get one, by the way?
Right there, near the bottom. CaliDeathPodcast.bigcartel.com.
Okay, nice.
Thanks, Casey, for the listeners. Shit. We're all like, yeah, dude, there it is. Just go there. But yeah,
Boom.
Guys, that's what's up, guys. We finally got the merch for you guys. And yeah, this is the start of bigger things. We got ideas, guys, and this is we're building a foundation finally. So with your support, you guys will see some cooler stuff down the road for sure.
So I'm going to shout out some homies. First, special shout out to Maddie McCrad, a.k.a. Matt McLahan, who hosted Last of Lucy. I was going to shout you out last episode, but I didn't get time. So that was just a quick one. You let us stay at your house. And, dude, you guys, they hooked it up. It was super rad. And he has a band called Deciduous. So it's at deciduous.metal on Instagram. So check that shit out. But then for Cali Death Podcast, we had like a nice set of orders the first day. So thank you to James Moran, Nat Connor, Joseph Briand, Zach Olds, what up? Alfredo Labra Todd, Leon Noe, I think he's in the Netherlands. That's sick. Sean Hart, Troy Fullerton.
What up?
And Carrie Gear, who bought a t-shirt like a true bro.
Shit. Shout out Carrie Gear.
And also shout out Murray Fitzpatrick, who bought one. We're going to send that shit to Australia.
Murdog, dude. Thank you so much to all you guys, dude. You guys are helping
Wrangle Cruz and Mason Stanley for today. Those are I dropped those off just like an hour ago. So
yeah,
fuck yeah,
and yeah. If this all goes well, like I said, we got ideas for stuff that's going to be coming up that'll be pretty exciting. So as long as this all works out, you guys buy your t-shirts, and we'll be here to make you more cool shit afterwards.
Also, shout out to people who have subbed on Twitch recently. So we've got Not a Drunk giving out community subs. Thanks, Not a Drunk, again. Couple community subs, like one per episode, the last couple. We got Yarzos subscribed recently. We got Nefandis giving a gift and a sub. Severed Savior #1. I wonder who that is. Subscribing. M. Gilbert is cheering bits, so shout out Mike Gilbert.
Oh yeah.
And shout out Birdman X rated us with 36 viewers a while back.
Boom.
At this point, I think it's people we might have already shouted out, but thanks to everybody who's been supporting on Twitch as well. We're almost at the first payout, so we're stoked.
Boom. Hell yeah. All right. Is that everything on that side of it?
That's everything on that side of it until
CaliDeathPodcast.bigcartel.com.
Yeah, man. Cheers to that.
Fuck. Cheers, guys.
Fuck yeah.
And cheers.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, by the way.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, dude. And cheers to our guests, actually. Dave, what's going on, dude? We got Dave Lozano, dude. How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Hell yeah.
Celebrating?
Yeah. Celebrating, you know.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
It's been a pretty good day, man. Seen some old homies of mine today.
Yeah.
The Pacone brothers, Tito Pacone, and some of the Suicide Silence guys getting ready to take off today. So
Nice.
those were the last of my checkoff list. You know what I mean? Since this whole crazy pandemic started, and I just saw the family back home. So man, I'm ready for this Suffocation tour, dude.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm ready to go drop that shit really hard.
Totally.
So are you doing stage managing for Suffo?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And drum teching.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'll probably end up, helping out Atheist as well, which is going to be awesome, dude. It's going to be a killer lineup.
Dude, then we'll
Yeah.
we'll be able to meet in person in San Francisco, because I definitely want to be at that fucking show.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I can't miss Atheist coming to the Bay. What did he say? They haven't been to the Bay since '93 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like right when Devastation ended, dude. So that's how far back that goes.
Damn.
That's exciting, dude. That's really exciting.
Yeah. So that and that band Surreption, which is killer, and then was it Contrarian? It's just such a killer name, dude.
Hell yeah.
Killer band. And yeah, it's gonna be great, dude. Me and the wife just hitting up as many shows as possible now. Still trying to take precautions and stay healthy, but kind of over that shit.
It's gotten to that point now. Yeah.
Dude, I've had it. I've done all my shots, and my views on that is all the partying we've done. What's one more?
Right?
One more fucking drug, dude. Just let me go to shows and not have any fucking problems.
Throw it on top of the pile, dude. Yeah.
That was one of the worries. That's one of the worries I had. Not like a really real worry, but like me and Dave have partied so much that I'm like, fuck. There's probably some shit I don't remember that he was gonna call out or something. That I'm like,
the whole time I'm wondering what the hell you're gonna bring up. And I'm like, man, I literally have a pad here with some notes and shit, trying to remember shit. Like,
luckily,
that's hilarious.
Luckily, I can't remember anything.
Yeah, luckily we don't remember much, so yeah, we're good.
No, fuck no. It's all the haze, but it's all good. I just tied it to one big gigantic adventure.
Exactly,
Totally,
dude.
Totally.
Speaking of big gigantic adventures, let's hear your gigantic adventure, dude. Take us back. Dude. Take us back to childhood. When music became a part of your life, dude?
Dude, well, you know what? At 9 years old and possibly earlier, man, my cousins were into metal, power metal, already listening to Riot, Scorpion. So my first exposure to music down in South Texas was definitely, heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
I was still way back then, even the baby of the group. So they were kind of tough on me. And I would always sneak in and just bug their drummer to just show me something. He had the most amazing kit. And I got to watch them do Iron Maiden and Transylvania. Like, I remember them doing this and blowing my mind, dude. There was nothing after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my grandfather, to keep the story kind of short, my grandfather was mayor of Corpus. And at the time, me and my brother, my cousins, I vaguely remember this, but I just remember having to go to the Coliseum because Ozzy apparently just bit the head off a bat. And the big old hype was that he was probably going to blow up a goat or some crazy shit. And yeah, the story was that me and my cousins and my brother, after school, we would go to my grandparents' house until my parents would come pick us up after work. Well, an emergency meeting had happened, and there's no babysitters. And guess what? They had to drag us along. And now I'm watching Randy Rhoads, from far away for... for 10 minutes, man. I'm like so young, and all I remember is a polka dot guitar and some classical music. And then, being bummed out that my dad finally got off of work and said he was on his way to come pick me up. And that was it.
You wanted to stay, dude.
Yeah. But I vaguely saw their little sound check and stuff like that. And you know what? That was enough, dude. That was enough. So
that's all you need, dude.
Yeah.
And, that's an experience like that is the perfect seed, to plant.
That's awesome.
It was just loud and aggressive. And what's funny is, just like everybody else, I started off with guitar. I remember my mom paying money just because she thought it was going to keep me quiet. Don't even know where it happened. I just went to the drums, and it's just been an ongoing thing ever since.
So how long did you stick with the guitar before you said, you know what, I want to get on the drums instead?
Let's see. By the time I got to junior high, I tried band only for the fact that I knew I could play a drum, and yet, man, and ironically enough, my junior high name of my the school was South Park Junior High.
Nice.
I shit you not, dude. And you know, we had this band director, Mr. Galindo, we called him Fat Daddy Rat. And man, dude, having band first period with this dude, I realized now he was probably hungover or some shit, dude, because
Right.
he would just send us out. I mean, I'd walk in, he would check us off and kick us out.
Really?
So I really never got to learn proper music other than just banging on the drums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just making my own versions of the songs, this, that, and the other. So that lasted about a year, and then I just started playing, you know, in a couple of little project bands with some friends of mine that were the younger generation of my cousin's bands. You know what I mean? So,
when did you get your own kit?
I would say when I was about maybe 13 or 14. My dad made me work a couple of summers, and yeah, my first kit was a double bass kit, dude. You know, Tommy Lee was a big deal for me. You know, I had to have that double bass kit, dude. I didn't start off with a single kit. I started off with double.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I realize that now, but it was awesome, man. I love double bass. I still love it now.
You were ahead of your time.
Yeah, dude.
So 13 is when you said you were got the kit. And you started to talk about when you started to play in bands and stuff. When did that all come about?
Well, you know, it's funny, man. What ended up happening is this, you know, like a lot of us, you know, youngsters, I guess, my parents were going through a crazy divorce, and, you know, I really had no problems in school, which made things a lot easier. And I kind of like just dived into the whole drum thing, realizing that it was kind of like my escape. And, you know, I joined one band and ended up playing in actually my cousin's band. Believe it or not, I'm just going to go ahead and let y'all start making fun of me now. I was in an 80s new wave band.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I used to play all those fucking songs that everybody does not like to admit until they're drunk on a tour bus and they all know the lyrics to.
Yeah.
I used to play those songs, dude, and we used to play like cheerleader parties and shit. And believe it or not, I would still have a double bass kit. It was ridiculous. Scared all of them to death, but I was still playing Breakfast Club, you know.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
Molly Greenwald people were like dancing all right in front of me and stuff like that. And it was fun, you know, until Metallica hit the scene. And then, well, just like everybody else, I just quit that shit, you know, in a heartbeat. Put that double bass for real use instead of just looking awesome.
Yep.
You know, screw these girls, dude. I need to hang out with some sweaty dudes.
I know, right? I don't know, dude.
I think that's where
okay.
that might be the like crossover right there. Like when there's too much double bass, the women just seem to flock away.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you know,
The big feet come a flocking.
that's interesting, dude. Like we were like listening to power metal last night, and it's, I mean, in Europe it's huge, but in the US, like a lot of bands. I mean, of course, Dragon Force is huge, but they're saying like David and Josh are like, we saw Halloween and Gamma Ray at like the Phil or someplace in SF like a few years back, and there was like 100 people there or something like that.
Really?
I was like, what? Like, couldn't believe it, dude. Like,
It's just a niche.
I remember doing like Vader shows, man. You know, over there in Europe, they're like huge, and coming over here.
Yeah.
You know, remember? I don't know if you guys remember. There was a couple of times where, man, 30 people, 40 people, and then, you know, it was funny because with him, there's kind of like with Peter, there's like a generation gap, and yet it turns out he's got teenagers. So
Yeah.
you know, I just started telling them, treat all those kids, you know, like your kids. And, you know, that'll shorten that little gap, you know, and it did. It worked. Yeah. You know, there was no more 30 people. Now there were more, you know, average little shows. You know what I mean? It was killer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird how that happens, dude.
Totally. Let's
hate
get back
it. I
on. Let's
hate
get
feeling
back
my
on your
age.
timeline though, because I want to hear about these high school bands that would build up to Devastation and all that stuff. So Metallica comes into your life, and then that's just when things exponentially probably take off for you, just like everybody else in their metal journey.
Yeah.
Once you feel that Bay Area thrash speed metal shit, then it becomes like a new animal. So.
Yeah,
How many?
man.
And real quick, like, how was the group of friends that you had too? Was like everybody discovering this together at the same time, or how's that
Yeah,
all
well, you know
working?
what's funny is that like in Corpus at the time there was like the South Side, West Side, those type of tracks, the poor side, rich side type shit, and I was kind of like in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, since my parents were going through this, traumatic event and just trying to stay out of trouble, I just locked myself into the drums, all the time.
Yeah.
And long story short, I caught wind of Devastation at the time. Were playing every goddamn show that came. If you had a local band, dude, forget it. Your frustrations were that, oh, Devastation was just gonna open up. And back in the day, I realize now, man, Rodney and all them were pen paling. They were doing that early email shit very
Mm-hmm.
long way before, even the cassettes were just starting to come out, those type of demos and stuff like that. So I was just learning, playing along to Iron Maiden, all my favorite songs, this, that, and the other. And, my dad got tired of all the cops coming to the house, so he built me a soundproof room, which just made me kind of like a monk, dude. And I just stayed in my room, and I caught wind of Devastation when I was very young. When there was 2 times that I was actually in this band. One early on, right when I was out of junior high, and I actually graduated while I was on the road. I did not do the normal stuff. My dad petitioned the high school and the school board to let me go and tour as long as I kept my grade point average up, which was unusual. Other than that other chick, Selena, going through the same thing, which ironically enough, my family knew as well.
Wow. I was gonna say that's a sick and bold move by Pops.
Oh
And
yeah, dude. I still don't know if maybe he did it just to piss off my mom. It's quite possible, but it's all good. And those are what taught me to take the chances at such a younger age.
And
It
he
was such
probably saw your passion, dude. He
Oh
definitely
yeah,
saw your passion. I mean, your dad's not gonna send you out on the road if you're half-assing it. This is something that he knew that you really wanted to do.
yeah.
He wanted
And
you to get the experience in there and really figure it out.
it happened so fast too. Like once, I remember seeing, the Headbangers Ball. Remember when Combat Records had that camouflage little fucking cardboard thing that dude was holding up?
I
If
don't
you had your
remember that,
dad,
but I remember Headbangers Ball and Combat Records, so I got
well,
2 out of the 3 of those.
that's how Rodney did it, dude. He literally pen paled and wrote to that thing and sent our demos in. So at an early age, we got signed to them. I did a bunch of demoing stuff, and man, before I knew it, dude, I was having at 14 and 15 asking my parents to let me go play out of town.
Mm-hmm,
Or the big one was, oh, we're gonna go play in Detroit. Man,
Oh,
I knew my parents were gonna tell me no straight up, man. I didn't know how. I mean, I thought I was gonna get kicked out of the band so many different times because I was here again. It's kind of funny. I was just the baby of the band always.
right.
That's always been an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But so long story short, they I kept my grades up. They let me do the touring and all the good, the bad, the ugly, dude.
Right.
I'm happy to say it's still the same as when I first did it a long time ago.
So Devastation was that first big thing. Was there anything that you would say had, quality in its form before that you were doing band-wise? You were doing any other
Oh
bands
yeah,
that had
well, you know
originals
what?
before that?
I had my I had another band called Hypnotic State with some friends of mine locally, and we had our Testament vibe as to, we had our different phases and stuff like that. And then I actually, when I first before, I guess it's funny. I should have probably mentioned this first. My very first gig was this band called Star Chamber, and all they did were like heavy covers, dude, like Metallica and all this other shit. You know, they would play the house parties back when we had house parties.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was really cool, and that's when I quit that. That's when I quit my cousin's new wave band.
Yeah.
He was so
Yeah.
pissed off, dude, because I went to this house party, dude, and all I know is that I wanted to do that.
Right.
I didn't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to wear my hair that goofy way no more. And whatever. But you know what? And yeah, so Star Chamber, Hypnotic State. You know, my very, very, very first band that I did when I was in South Park. We did our talent show, which was Rainbow in the Dark, Dio, and Dokken, Into the Fire. Those are the first 2 songs I did ever live. And man, the rest is history, dude.
Yeah, dude. That feeling of playing in front of people for the first time. Actually, let's go around the horn real quick. I don't know if we've done this before. The first time you guys ever performed in front of people. Casey probably had it way earlier in life because you were taking lessons and shit pretty young, right, Casey?
Well, I mean, recitals are kind of maybe we should not count those, too boring.
Yeah, but I mean, I would count those because it's literally performing in front of humans.
But what's up with first band's performance? Let's ask that question.
Okay. First band performance.
I think I was in 12. I think I was 12, and we played at this Elks Club, and we played a bunch of Nirvana and Bush and Silverchair, and we played that song on that first Silverchair, that Madman song that's like just heavy and there's no like singing. We like love that. It's like
You showed me. There's a video of you somewhere playing.
I had like
Glycerine, right?
And I had like wide pants a little bit. Like,
yeah.
Late 90s.
Not quite Jinkos, but
what about you guys? That was mine.
Mine was during lunch in high school. It was definitely my high school band during lunch, and it's funny to play Slipknot covers and fucking one original in front of people eating their pizza and burritos, you know. But
right, that's our competition, those square rectangle pizzas.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
But I still caught the bug there, you know, just like feeling the adrenaline, the anticipation, the nerves and all that, and then the curtains open and there's people there and they're like, what's this? And you do your thing. It's still super fun. What about you, Joseph?
I don't remember which came first. I had a freshman bands. I had a punk band called the Jane Fondas. I just remember seeing like a Jane Fonda workout video. You know how it is at that age. You're just like, Jane Fondas. Next thing you know, you got a band name. We played like a backyard birthday party at my friend Bryce's house. Shout out Bryce. It was probably for his girlfriend or something at the time. And then I had a reggae punk rock kind of like Sublime ripoff kind of band
Skunk Records type band.
Yeah, called the Tranquils. And we actually played some pretty packed like teenage shows downtown Santa Cruz, like the 418 Project. And we would like cover Bob Marley and Expendables, who are, you know, local, and we were trying to imitate them. So those two are the ones that stand out. But I remember, same as Casey, doing like the recitals like in my piano teacher's backyard when I'm like 8 or 9. So I guess that counts to an extent. But
totally, dude. And yeah, we all caught the bug at that point, dude, because we would have stopped if it was a horrible experience, you know?
No, totally. Go ahead.
Oh, I just remember that there were like chicks at the reggae shows, and again, it was the same thing. I'm like all into metal, and I was just like thinking back, I'm like looking at bands like Slightly Stupid now, and I'm just like, dude, I fucked up, dude. Like,
who's the stupid one, really?
The wrong zig to the zag, dude.
Yeah, just like
Joel, what about you, dude?
No, go ahead.
For me, it was with fucking Demon Carcass. It was with Derek. We were literally babies together. We grew up, you know, we were going to preschool together. I think we met when we were 3 or something, and so we were just like babies going to the same daycare, and just grew up through, you know, elementary school together, and then high school came around. They were like in he was in a band called Ill Breed, and it was like a punk rock band, and they randomly hung out with one of the guitar players, and I was jamming. I wasn't, to be honest, I don't even think one of my goals was to get on stage. I just like playing guitar a little bit, and because I was like fucking terrified of going on stage. That sounds like a nightmare at the time. And they were like, you know what, fuck this, man. Let's start like this new kind of heavier band, like more metal style. And I was like, because I could play like a couple Cryptopsy riffs, and I could play like some like, you know, a bunch of Slayer and shit like that. And so they were basically like, all right, well, let's start this like kind of metal band. It was kind of like I guess it was metalcore, hardcore. I don't even know what you call it, but it wasn't called anything, but it was just called hardcore. It was like with breakdowns, and we didn't know breakdowns were all brand new, but they weren't even named breakdowns. They were just like heavy parts. That was like the name of them, you know. Yeah. And so we started with we did a Battle of the Bands senior year in high school, and it was a couple of Poison the Well covers, and then we had a few originals. But by the time we did an original, everyone started moshing, and our vice principal, who everyone hated, was trying to like break it up and everything, and someone just went and fucking socked him in the head and just like knocked him down. And so like, and he went down and shit, and they went and unplugged us. And because my friend Ruben was walking around with these gloves, these like white gloves on, and he's all, dude, if you have these rubber gloves on, that means you have to mosh. You don't like. It was like a quiet, like unspoken thing that none of the administrators knew about, and they were like, so then I was like, all right, here we go, and then just turned this humongous fucking circle pit and shit.
So
and then
like, they're a mosh gang that wears latex gloves, dude.
That was his random idea. He was
a straight edge. Who's on their team?
Yeah, he was straight edge, so he put X's on them, but I didn't even know what that meant at the time. But
oh no.
Yeah, and just fucking, and then we won the Battle of the Bands through that, and then it was Taste of Blood, that band Taste of Blood, and then we subsequently we got the money, and we just bought like a bunch of pot and a beer, and because we're straight edge,
a bunch of pot and one beer,
and yeah, went to like like some sort of like hidden beach trail, and then got all fucked up, and that was our, well, dude, we could actually do, like, I had no idea that people gave a shit, and I was like, we were just like kind of walked out of high school. I kind of was in high school as this kind of quiet stoner kid, and kind of walked out like kind of like on my high horse, because I was like, my whole life I've been like nobody at high school, and I mean, was friends with a bunch of people, but like wasn't like a popular kid, and kind of like left, like my last like month was like kind of popular, like, all right, you're popular, all right, bye. I was like, shit. And like ex-girlfriends were like trying to take me back, and I was all, no. I was all like, it was just like kind of like the best way to like send off high school. And then we kind of grew apart. They were kind of going for the like kind of what you're saying, Dave, with like the wacky haircuts and stuff like that. And I was like because they were trying to go over the full like comb over black, like tight shirts, shopping at female Gap. And, shit. Now, and at the same time, I wasn't Gap. But I wasn't, and I mean, Derek wasn't really into that, but everyone else was, and I know that I don't know, I wasn't really putting anything. I was just like, like we did one show, we practiced like 10 times, and it's just, I'm gonna go move on to and then I met Carrie, and then me and Carrie started just like playing Slayer songs, and in his room and stuff, and covering the Haunted songs and all these thrash songs that we cared about, and trying to get better guitars that we cared about.
I'm not being a dick, but all I did was actually a dick. All I asked you was, how was your first gig, dude?
Oh man, I'm buzzed. Hey, whatever. Joseph had 2 bands that
only because I didn't remember which one came first.
Whatever. You guys have recitals, rectacles.
Rectacles.
I love you, dude. I love you.
No. No, but it was I never really. I talked about it maybe once or twice, but like I haven't like dove back into that whole because it was a terrifying experience for me. You guys were like, yeah, I want to get on stage. I was like, fuck this.
No, I was scared. I wasn't like, I was
too, man. And I hid behind my drums, which I still hide behind them.
Yeah.
What's funny with all the dudes that I tech for now, man, there's no way that I would play with my drums low, so people can see all the stupid faces I'm making and all that. Hell no. Those days, that's why I play with my shit like Iron Maiden. You might see my hands, and that's all you need to see.
Yeah.
So
it's all about what you're
guitar to
hearing
bass.
and feeling, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's funny. You find you're like buying cymbals just to fill little pockets. You're like, oh, dude, I can see through that hole. I got to put a cymbal in there,
totally. I got those little spaces all over the place, dude. It's amazing, especially the one right in the middle.
It's like fuck those Mike Mangini drums with like that huge opening between like the Jesus, you know.
It's just like a big old window, and there you are. And I'm sorry, man. I'm just not that pretty. Fuck that. Too much pressure. Too much pressure. And then the whole technique thing, you know, it's funny. People ask me what my technique was back for the Devastation days, dude. I'm all like, I don't know, just the light turned green and I went for it.
Yeah.
That's it, dude. It was right out of the gate, and I was just on a, you know, we were just.
I think that the majority of dudes back then, you know, that was, you know, an innovative time for metal drumming and stuff like that too. So I think at all those times where things are like getting upgraded, nobody really knows what's happening. You know, you're just doing what feels the best to you, and you're expressing yourself the best you can, you know, and then it just turns into, oh, this is this guy's technique, this is this guy's technique, but it's all about how that human feels the best doing what they're doing firsthand, and then it goes forward from there.
Yeah. I look like I'm having like a weird ass convulsions. You know what I mean? Like, you'll never really see a good drum cam of me, maybe from the top, but I'm a team player, dude, and I'm just not ready to put those funny ass videos for y'all motherfuckers to just make fun of me. Hell
no, dude, we wouldn't. So there's some pictures. I mean, I make some funny ass faces that everyone pointed out, and now I do like a lip bite thing that everyone, when it happens, like everyone's like, "Oh, there's your lip bite thing." Like, all like,
dude.
Oh yeah.
I watch when your tongue hangs out, and you don't even know. You look like one of those monster car dudes.
There's pictures of me like this like crazy, like I don't know what the fuck. It's like the squid.
I get
you get the sugar.
Yeah, but just
you got that's really good, that picture.
But it actually, there's a reason when I saw you, Professor, that actually looks like you're just smiling super cheesy hard, and you're just like, yeah, dude, that guy's having fun right now, dude.
It's kind of sick. It's like, yeah.
I would like to see that one, because usually I look like I'm like on ecstasy or something, just like this is sick.
You'd be like a meme next to that. It's like, I'm not sure what he's thinking, but I'm probably certain it says yeah or what. You know?
Okay.
The worst is like when you don't like now. I'm glad my hair is starting to grow back, but for a minute there, dude, back in those days, you could literally hide behind your hair.
Yeah.
Heavy. You know, you just had your hair down. You're just.
Speaking of, look at that. I got an old picture I pulled up right here. Look at your hair's kind of down right there. Look at that. You got a little cover, you know.
So check that out. You know what's funny is that I'm crossing my arms like this, and the funny thing is, 2 days before at a Pestilence Death show, I fell down on some glass, dude, and almost cut this finger off. No bullshit.
Ooh,
so shit, that picture right there, right behind Ed. My arm is like in this white thing, dude. I'm on so many painkillers there. It's not even funny. It's like I was hurting, dude, and the whole time I didn't even know how I was gonna stay in the band, because I fucked up, dude. I cut everything, the nerve, the tendon. They did a good job at putting it together, and next thing you know, we're getting a call that we're going on tour with Sepultura. And
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, I played that whole first part of that tour, dude, almost one-handed. I literally would wear a baseball glove, and then I would put the drumstick right here, and then I would gaff tape it, because when I would hit the cymbals, the shock of the nerve, there's no way you can hold on to the stick. So I didn't. All I did was double bass snare, and they made all my cymbals extremely hot to where I didn't really have to do much. So it was just, you know. And what was horrible is they wouldn't give me my pain meds until after the show, because they were so fucking strong.
Yeah. Oh, because they're like they don't want. Yeah, you slow down.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and I was so young that the doctor
up. Yeah,
they convinced my dad that, look, man, he's young. Don't let him fall into these bad habits. Even though he's gonna go through some pain, make him go through it. And I was like, man, that's some bullshit. But I had no choice, you know. I was still
What
under their rule, man.
what year was that tour? So like,
what a rise tour, right?
Yeah, no, it was before, like in between. They were already working on the Rise stuff. So basically, it was at a time where they were here with Beneath the Remains, Devastation as a whole, man, stayed on the road with them for almost a year and a half. Off and on, man. That's when they didn't let Sepultura leave, period. They were just jumping on every tour.
In America?
So, yeah.
Okay.
So we did, God, man, I'm trying to think now. It was with,
I want to see if I can find these flyers.
Yeah, dude, it's funny. I want to say Sacred Reich might have been on that show. Death was also on it. Yeah, and it was definitely Death with Spiritual Healing too, as that era as well. And so those little gigs, dude, I had to play with, literally shooting everybody the finger because that's the way they had my hands sewed together. And yeah, that was a rough one, man. But I pulled off that tour. Igor was there watching me do it all the time, dude. And man, it was so much pain. Thank God we only had to do like 5 or 6 songs.
That's some devastation dedication, dude. Devastation dedication right there.
Dude, and that was terrifying because, I knew that they were already considering, man, we might have to replace this fool. And I was like, nah, I'll do it. I'm going to do it. The doctors are trying to convince me not to go, do this, do that, the other. But like I said, I duct taped it to my hand and went for it.
Fuck, dude, savage, dude. So that sounds like, we that's a little fast forward. So Devastation, the first tour, who'd you guys go out with on that one?
So that would be around the Signs of Life. So I joined the band. They had a homemade album called Violent Termination. And then I started joining the band right when they were doing the EPs that got us signed to Combat. So 6 of the 8 songs that ended up on their first Combat record, I wrote. But they got another dude after that because here again, I was so young, in and out of the band. These dudes were definitely way older than me. You know what I'm saying? And so the guy that they ended up replacing were longtime friends. This, that, and the other, and I was still having to graduate and go through all sorts of stupid shit. So soon thereafter, I got out of the band. Louis went and did the Signs of Life album. Here again, most of those songs I wrote, and he just, re-recorded them and wrote a couple of songs that I wish I would have wrote with them. But, long story short, they did a lot of the Sepultura and early Death as well. You know what I mean? Here again, intertwined with Devastation's, history. Dude, they were all up in Death and Sepultura era. When I was in the band, when I was not in the band, it was definitely Bill and Terry all the time. You know what I mean? Old school versions of these guys, and the true Sepultura family as well. I was around when they were already working on little parts of Arise, and even I suspect some parts of Chaos AD as well. You know what I mean? Devastation was fortunate to just stay with these guys and tour with a lot of bands. Like we did a couple of things on the early version of Devastation when I was with them. Right before it was the Contaminated EP is what it was called, and we did shows with King Diamond. Which was pretty badass. The Abigail tour specifically.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, we did some killer shows, man. Celtic Frost,
nice.
Exodus, Celtic Frost, Exodus, and Devastation. And then, the Dark Angel era. Me and Gene Hoglan go back a long way. Back in those days as well. So, in and out of this band, you know, I've been fortunate enough to just stay in the music, dude. Then around 90, I rumor had it that they were having problems with their drummer again. And they all, you know, at the time, dude, there was no way I was going to join this band again. There was no way that I was going to join this band again. You know, I couldn't stand it.
What was the reasoning?
Well, you know, here again, they got along better with this other dude that was more their age. Okay. And, you know, I was still in high school, man. I was still going through my own little qualms. And there was always definitely an age gap. But there, you know, Devastation was always busy, dude. They always had things to do. You know, there was no time for them not to have, you know, to be dead in the water. They were always, you know, being busy. They always had shows. So once they filled in Louis, which actually Louis came from a band called Rotting Corpse, and yeah, Rotting Corpse was heavy as fuck back then too, dude. And he actually drum tech for me a little bit. So they, you know, it was a kind of a tight knit family back then. And you know, he ended up joining the band and did the first part of the tour. The first album, we never really got to go to Europe, so they went, you know, years later, but that had nothing to do with me. And then 91 came, and you know, they had to go solicit my dad again because I was not having it with these dudes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just like everybody gets butthurt when you break up with your first girlfriend. You know, I was not having it, dude. And my other band, Hypnotic State, was actually starting to do, you know, good things around, and we're starting to make movement. And all of a sudden, dude, there's all the ex-Devastation dudes right there at our show. I'm playing, I'm looking over at them, literally telling them, fuck no. Don't even think about it. You know what I mean? I already knew why they were there. I mean, everybody knew why they were there, dude. And you know, it came to a point where I was almost turning 21. I had to make a move. You know what I mean? My daughter was about to be born.
Damn.
You know, a lot of things came to a head, dude. And so I just signed that combat contract and, you know, that fucking thick ass book and signed my life away and rejoined the band and did the Idolatry record, which to this day, I'm happy to say that's still relevant in many lists.
Hell yeah.
Definitely no doubt, dude.
I just checked it out. It's super awesome. It's essential listening. It definitely has a Sepultura vibe. I can see kind of the influence going that way. And you recorded at Morrisound with Scott Burns.
Yeah. That was one of the few little arguments that I whined and complained about, because believe it or not, I think the option also at the time was we could have went with like Terry Day, which was he did Pantera, which ironically enough, Dimebag's dad, Mr. Abbott himself, recorded Devastation's EP, the Contaminated demo.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, what's funny about that, I just found out about that shit about maybe 7 years ago. I remember this dude, you know, here again, I was so young, drums, you know, into BMX bikes, get me the fuck out of here. I just really wasn't paying attention. And all I know is that he recorded a lot of Latin bands, and I didn't want my drum set to sound like a Latino band, dude. I remember, you know, being very adamant about that. And long story short, that, you know, that stayed close in the family too. And,
dude, but I mean, having the Combat Records Morrisound recording combo at that time sounds like such a heavy hitter, dude. And I mean, it is. Devastation is a heavy hitter, but I'm just saying, like, for us to be looking back in the past, Combat being, you know, this new thing. I mean, they were signing a few bands before that. There was Possessed. There was Death was, when did Scream Bloody Gore come out? Was that 90 or was it?
It's 87.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
dude. Look at that, dude. And
Death
you know what's funny?
Typo Negative was on there. Forbidden, which I fucking love, right there.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Cyclone Temple. God, man, the list goes on. I remember getting all those cassettes, the pre-cassettes that they would give, the ones with all the holes punched into the covers.
Oh, that's right.
The acid tapes or whatever the fuck they called them back then. But yeah, dude, I mean, we were fortunate enough to get on there, and I really petitioned to do Sepultura sound. You know, at the time when that conversation came up, man, I loved Pantera sound, but I just couldn't see my bass drum sounding that boomy, that fast.
Yeah.
And already we were playing too fast. I realize that now, but you know, it just, that's the way it was. So to me, the new double bass sound that Sepultura had with Scott Burns was where it was at. And like Deicide and Malevolent Creation, you know, and even back then, dude, that's because the trigger sound got added after the fact. You know, I still had to play that right out of the gate. So what you're hearing on there's not really much doctored up. You know what I mean? They just added that click sound after the fact.
So they did a click sound. They did like a trigger sound back then.
Yeah, basically, man. That whole trigger unit was about the size of this whole wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I never really see. He just said, you know, go home, come back, and let me do my studio magic. And then all of a sudden, you know, it sounded ungodly.
That's crazy. I mean, thinking about like, because they don't probably have like a big screen and things to replace drums and stuff like that. It's not like, you know, they're just replacing it real quick with a little copy and paste or something back then. I don't even know how the fuck you would even do that now.
Dude, I
back
had to play. If I had to punch in a part, then I would do, you know, just that little section. But, you know, I was so pumped up here again, being the young baby of the band. I recorded that whole album in 24 hours, dude.
Yeah.
Scott Burns didn't let me go home because he knew I was on one, and I was on a natural high. I didn't even smoke weed back then. He was all like, dude, fuck this. So we get him to stop now. He's going to change the vibe. And I just went for it, dude. I just kept going. It was amazing. So the rest of the 30 days that we were there in Tampa, Florida, I just chilled.
Hell yeah.
Damn. That's crazy. So I did find some flyers. I don't know if you were part of these with the Sepultura thing, but I got this one right here. So this is Sundance, November 3rd. It says combat record. Yeah. I don't know if it has like a year on it. But this, were you on the Beneath the Remains like tour and shit?
Yeah, no, see, that was a part of a section of Devastation that I might not have been in. And you know what, here again, dude, we were so in and out of those shows that what Devastation did was any big tours that went through South Texas, they jumped on. You know what I mean? Until Combat scooped us up, and then they started doing, you know, we started doing shows. And our first headlining tour was with Demolition Hammer and Malevolent Creation.
Damn.
That was our last tour, to tell you the truth.
Jesus.
That's
crazy. We did have a question about kind of similar. Oh, not wow, dude, sick dude. Did you ever play your hometown of Corpus?
Yeah, you know, we did the opening day there with the record release, I guess. You know what I mean? We played a club that even later on, you know, when I did my other band, Idolatry, which is basically we're doing that Devastation record. And we went back, and I'm got a couple of the original dudes playing sometimes, you know, in some of the versions. And dude, we played to a sold out crowd, the same sold out crowd that we did with Devastation almost 20 years before. It was pretty bad. And, you know, that club is no longer there, which sucks. You know, Zero, shout out.
Concrete Street, someone said?
No, well, Concrete Street, that's another venue as well. But no, Zero's was off of, I want to say, Ricardo.
Okay.
Just a little fucking badass little club. That's where everybody played. You know, I played many shows there, and fortunately I got to play with almost all my bands, every version of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Wow. So
quick shout out.
Go for it.
Not a drunk, just gifted a tier sub. Thank you guys.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yeah, buddy.
Right on.
Not a drunk.
Thank you.
That's the opposite of me.
Great minds think alike, dude. I just couldn't spit it out as quick as you did.
So this lives down the street from where Zeros used to be.
Yeah.
Zeros has been gone. Yeah. So Zeros used to be like a hit, like kind of a big club out there back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a huge club, but that was the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it should have been. If it would have stuck around, I could have seen it getting bigger. But you know how venues, it's hard, dude.
yeah.
and
Totally.
they stuck it out. Mark and them stuck it out for as long as they could. Great memories, great times, and man, that was to me devastation all the way. You know what I mean? Part of my background.
It's awesome. Speaking of you're talking about clubs and stuff, hard to keep around and stuff, especially during the pandemic with a bunch of clubs closing down. I just posted it yesterday or the day before, but the boardwalk in Sacramento just got purchased.
I saw you post that.
And so some dude or some family or person that owns a brewery bought out or bought boardwalk and wants it to keep it like the old school, what it's supposed to be, and it's been there since 80. It's been there since 86 or 7, and they're trying to. I mean, because it changed hands twice during the pandemic. So
real quick, did they auction off all that memorabilia that was in there before, or do they is that going to still stay in there?
You might be thinking of Holy Diver.
No, dude, there's memorabilia.
Was there memorabilia there? I forget.
Yeah.
I think there was. Yeah. Okay. I don't remember.
It's not like a crazy amount, but there is definitely.
I'm sure that's all
guitars,
gone.
Signed guitars and posters.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. That sounds familiar.
Yeah. In the bar area.
I mean, that stuff was. I mean, I think I went there once before I moved back from Sacramento to Santa Cruz again, and I think a lot of that stuff was gone. It was kind of like a more. It was kind of like they're trying their best, and then it came back again, and then the new owners were like, "Fuck!" Like. We can't do this anymore. And then we thought, and then actually when Scott Carstairs was on, I remember like literally that week they were like, it's going out of business again. I'm like, shit. So then I was thinking for sure. I mean, it's not really, to be honest with you, it's not like the most prime real estate for something like really like hip and cool. It's kind of like it's a little hardcore around there a little bit for Sacramento and Orangevale and stuff, but
it's all right.
For Orangevale, it's pretty like, it's a little gnarly. But it's perfect for a venue. I mean, fuck, it's like absolutely perfect. I mean, most venues you never get like like rainbows and lollipops around venues and stuff.
I've seen Fear Factory there. I've seen Suicide Silence when they just had the EP out.
I met Mike Keane there. Yeah. No, I've had a lot of good memories of that. We've played there a few times. It's been
Dave. I don't know if you know this, but Dan Kenny and I started our first death metal band together. It was Carnivorous. Do you know Dan? You know Dan?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. That's the whole thing. Like me and him were in our hometown. We did our little death metal thing, and then we branched off and went to other bands. And he just so happened to eventually get to Suicide Silence, which they're taking off on tour right now, right?
Yeah, literally tonight.
Yeah, dude.
Midnight.
They're gonna have fun, dude. Dan,
I'm feeling pretty bad. I might have to send in the cancellation texts.
Yeah, I can't go either.
I'm supposed to be going.
The boys
thinks I'm going. Yeah, I'm. I mean, he's like, yeah, you're on the list, all the things, and I'm like, my work's been like getting
tomorrow night. You mean tomorrow night?
Yeah, in Sacramento, and it's 3 hours from here, so work's getting early. So if I leave like when I get off work, I'm pretty much fucked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm probably gonna miss it anyways, and I've been kind of feeling a little under the weather. I think it's just allergies though, but I don't know. I'm
missing it too because the boys have baseball games that morning, but then we're going up there right after the baseball games are over. So I'm like, dude. So we're just going up the day later. No, I'm going up a day later. They'll be already gone. Yeah.
I feel bad. I'm still gonna try to make it.
Is anybody going to Brujeria and Goatwhore?
When and where?
They're playing this weekend, and I don't even know what venue, but apparently my wife already has tickets. She's so awesome.
Where are you living right now, Dave? Where are you living?
I'm in LA, dude. I live in LA. I'm in the fucking frying pan, dude. We moved over here in the middle of the pandemic.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude. Talk about we love adventure.
yeah, damn, Jesus.
I'm sure, yeah. There was a mass exodus out of there during that. So there was
everybody was leaving and we came.
You're like, we're gonna get a cheap spot now, dude. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that was another little thing, man. She works for Boeing and they paid for us to come, and dude, the marketing to just find a spot to rent, much less to even try to buy, dude, it's insane. People with perfect credit scores were being turned down. I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I barely have decent credit, which took me forever. But people that were getting turned down for just perfect scores, you know, where we're at in Whittier is just, it's so awesome and so excellent that we don't really have to go into LA just for shows or for work. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Totally.
Yeah.
But dude, it's such a trek, man. I hate saying that shit, but like a free show these days equal about $80 or $100 easy.
Yep.
I'm gonna make a
Yeah.
shirt that says free equals 80. Because parking, gas, your $15 fucking drinks. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane now,
Sure.
and yet
Crazy.
we gotta
You're
go
right.
represent. You know what I mean? And like,
When we went to Cannibal, drinks were pretty fucking expensive. I remember too.
Yeah, that was a
there were-
$100 bill for me for just myself.
Yeah, they were, but they were serving the tall boys too. We were
Yeah,
getting
no,
the
I had a
tall
great. I
boys.
would never take that back. That was, you know, it's one of those. It's like
Very good experience.
tomorrow is going to be
Of
like,
course.
you know, like Dan Kenny and Pat Kenny and all the people
Yeah.
there and shit, and Mikey's going to be there, and like a bunch of people are going to
no
be there.
regret, man. No regret.
Yeah, I know, right?
We
No
are
regrets.
definitely the missing pieces in that group.
I
for
still
sure.
might try to go. It might be a rough one.
I
But
just can't do it, dude, because of the boys. Like I said, they both got games in the morning. All right, dude, what are we talking? We're in the
okay,
weeds like a
yeah, I
motherfucker
know.
right now.
Jesus.
Well, I need to get tickets for all these upcoming shows. Like, I really want to go to that Atheist one. I think I'm going to get tickets. Like,
Dude, just hit
like,
me up.
really
Come on,
soon.
man. You
Okay.
gotta come hang
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Go down to hang out, dude. I got
Dude.
tickets for the Deicide Legion tour thing.
Mm.
Oh
That's
my
going
God,
on.
that's
I
another
have
one.
to see that. I have.
When is that coming?
That shit. It's my second favorite album from the 90s.
Yeah, I know, but when is it coming?
When is that album? When is
August 17th.
August. Okay. I was like, fuck, please don't be this month. I'm already like,
Uh,
I'm already so slammed.
I was gonna say,
the worst thing
with
is that
your
we can't
Okay,
go to all
sorry.
of them.
Yeah. No, I've been
Well,
playing
Dave,
catch up pretty hard, man.
it's
I've
in
like
Santa Ana.
literally. Okay. The Galaxy or
Oh,
something.
Yeah,
I'll
you should
be
go,
on.
Dave.
I'll be
Sorry,
doing
we can say
a
you're-
tour at
I'd
the
be down.
time. Otherwise, I'd be there with you, dude.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fucking
unannounced tour. Or you just
No,
being
it's-
like, oh, I casually got a tour, dude.
Did you know Cephalic's fucking playing? Like I
Yeah.
randomly just like was looking at like. By the way, a really cool trick to do is you go to Spotify, go to search, and go to concerts. It knows your location and what you listen to, and it just throws everything that's down. It's just oh yeah, Cephalic's playing 2 nights in San Francisco, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I had
when?
no
they did
idea.
those makeup
No,
shows.
it's this month. It's this
Yeah, their
month.
makeup shows. They were supposed to, because I did the Psycho Fest with them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they just went and played the Netherlands, dude. I didn't even realize they were starting to do shit like that.
Yeah.
Totally.
So yeah.
That's like
Okay,
90s
Homeboys
percent
are
of the reason
back
I
why
need
at
I
it.
some
even went there.
details
Yeah.
on that, dude.
And then they're going out with Cavalera, which is
That's right.
they're playing that, their direct support for that, which
Like
is
beneath
huge.
the remains all the way through, right? Or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Dude.
Igor and
Max.
Igor,
Max,
Max,
totally, dude.
and dude from Possessed, Danny, I think, and somebody else. I forget who, but
So
yeah,
Max and Andreas and they're just not ever again. I heard the story, but I heard that like I heard the mumblings, but that was like Sepultura was Max, Apollo, you know, Igor and Andreas. That was as when I grew up. I would just sit there with my jaw on the ground. Shit.
Yeah.
Every time, like, they were fucking insane. That was like, and I guess they're just forever and ever on stage again. I just, you know, I heard it was something to do with like some misinformation being spread about like his sister or something. Like, I have no idea, but it was back like in the 90s or something. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
You know, Soulfly is such their own entity these days.
Yeah,
They really, both bands have finally gotten to a point where I feel like they can just do their own now. You know, like it or not, Derek's the singer for Sepultura, and you know, it is what it is.
For like
dude.
20 years, like over 20 years now. That's how long it's been now. So yeah, it's crazy. Like that's 2 decades.
My thing on Sepultura is with Arise and Chaos AD, those 2 albums right there. Those are 2 separate paths that I think were like innovative in like Chaos CD branched out. I think that Chaos CD is the beginning of new metal, dude.
I think it's the beginning of hardcore.
Like
the like the breakdowns.
Like Chaos AD was the pre-Soulfly stuff. Maybe that like what was happening in the Chaos AD era is what, you know, Max eventually turned Soulfly into, you know.
Yeah,
but
pre-Roots shit too.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
Roots was like that actual like link to the new metal, like an
Yeah,
actual.
there's it's the bridge.
Yeah. So you could see it kind
transition.
of hinting at it, like on Chaos was hinting at it, like Roots was it, you know. Roots was like that's why, you know, like Suicide's doing covers of Roots and stuff. You know, it's like that's like it's like the obvious connection. But I mean, I've heard a lot of hardcore bands and what deathcore, deathcore say that Chaos ID was where the breakdown became a thing. That was like the one that started this, the open dun dun dun, you know, like the chunk. Stuff.
I probably already said it on the podcast.
Breakdowns, you know, it's because now I think that the whole title breakdown became a thing.
Yeah, that kind of ruined it a little bit, but yeah.
But now that you say it like that, man, there's a ton of songs like that song Nomad.
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
that's like one hell of a breakdown. You know what I mean? Like I cannot fucking wait for that part of that song. So you know,
definitely.
I get it. Yeah, totally.
Oh, dude, we got remember Machete Ete from
what up?
For Vital Remains and stuff.
Yeah,
he just started a podcast too.
Yeah, I was just about to say did his first episode. That was up on YouTube. What do we have a little plug for him? Just Machete Yeti.
Oh, it's called Hired Guns or something, right?
Yeah,
I think it's something like that. Hired Guns. Yeah.
Go check that out.
Fuck yeah, can't wait to watch
it. You're down with the tour stories, then.
And he wants to write a book, by the way, too, Joseph. He's like talking about writing.
Dude, everybody wants to archive our shit, dude.
I want to check this out. So I've got a couple of ideas. For one, I got a cartoon idea. But I want to do a coffee table book because one, I love coffee, dude, and I drink a lot of that shit on the road.
Oh hell yeah!
But short story versions of all my crazy tour experiences, and trust me, I've got tons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I bet.
And I'm not talking about, I don't want to put it in ways to where they get boring and predictable. Just, you know, if I'm just sitting there, just, you know, at a bookstore, or if you're just sitting there taking a shit, dude, and it's not fucked up. It's just one of those things where you won't be able to put it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
that's sick.
I've got tons of
what stories are going in that book? Talk to us. What do you got?
All right, well, I can give you a quick spectrum. Like, you know, one of my not proud moments, but it's epic as fuck, is like, you know, Gene Hoglan's boots that he always played in when we were in Santiago, when I first started doing shows with Testament, and his normal tech, you know, couldn't go. So I had to fill in, you know, a couple of times. And of course, I'd been there to Santiago a couple of times before, but this is my first time with these dudes, which is a big deal over there. And dude, I shit you not, they stole his boots, his fucking triggers, everything from the fucking airport terminal.
Damn.
I shit you not, dude. And we're fucking like headlining and Udo and all these big bands, dude. And I think, you know, one of my closest friends, Rodrigo, man, thank God for this dude. You know, we literally had to go through some dark routes to find out who stole these fucking boots. You know what I mean? Because this was like end of the world, dude. And I could never let them see me sweat. So on top of all that shit, on top of once in a while going back, being literally driven back to my hotel room just so I can scream in my pillow.
Damn.
And gather my thoughts and then go back out and try to somewhat be professional, you know, and say, okay, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to find these boots, but I got to figure out how to replace his triggers that got stolen too. Not to mention all his drumsticks, dude. All the 2 bricks that we took, everything. So, you know, I got all the trigger things kind of worked out, and I'm over here trying to like, come on, Gene, you can just, you know, you don't need these boots. You can play it, you know, blah, 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 blah. And he's trying to be, you know, cool as fuck, trying not to crush me or kill me. and you know, luckily I've known him for so long. He's just got this confidence in me. So here again, talk about another reason to go back to my room and scream 3 or 4 different times. Trust me, I did. And I'm thinking, well, you know, none of the drummers that were before him, dude, used his same size sticks. And he would not use those, you know, those plastic ahead drumsticks. You know what I mean? They don't get along, him and those sticks. So I'm running out of options. I'm still panicking. And then it just dawned on me. I'm like, I'm sitting here in a fucking soccer stadium and they have concerts all the time. I imagine that the janitors have a whole list, a pile of all sorts of drumsticks, you know what I mean, that they sweep up at the end of the night. And sure enough, dude, I'm sitting there in this janitor thing in Santiago, Chile, with all these unmatched drumsticks. And time's clicking, dude. Time's ticking. And dude, it was a nightmare.
Putting pairs together as fast as you can, dude.
Dude, the thickest ones, because Gene's a fucking monster. Yep. So I'm looking for the thickest ones, dude, and there's none. There's none. And so I think I put together a total of 4. And the last pair was a pair of those plastic sticks that he hated, which I didn't even tell him I had. Because what is he gonna do? Not play?
Yeah.
That was gonna be my last resort, dude. I was just gonna hand it to him and I was gonna run. I didn't even know what the fuck to do, you know what I mean? So long story short, dude, he was just busting through all those sticks, man, to where it almost happened. I almost had to give him those plastic sticks. And I'm pretty sure he would have lost his mind.
Probably just throwing them back at you.
Dude, yeah, exactly. How he did it, it was just amazing. And long story short, the third set of sticks, lasted. And he finished those last songs, dude. And I'm over here celebrating. They think I'm just pumping them up. The whole time I'm just relieved at the
and
show.
You're just like, dude, I don't have to go back to my hotel room and scream in my pillow again.
Dude. Oh, they don't even know, dude. Oh my God, man. It was so stressful a time, and yet those are one of those stories that have to go in that book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was fun.
Of course.
It was an experience. And to this day, I met.
And you can make that situation humorous too. You work with like a cartoonist or something and make you look a little goofy when you're coming up with your idea in the soccer stadium.
That's tough, man. That's a tough job, man. I mean, you're put on the spot. I mean, when something goes wrong, it's all eyes on you, and it's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? You know what I mean? Like the crowd's just like not knowing what's going on. The crowd, all the crowd knows is that like this guy's running around and looking stressed, and so it must be on him.
Big time. And so every little tiny break I would get to go back into the green room to maybe get a thing of water, there's Chuck Billy, dude, and I'm in the land of the giants. And this dude's all like, he would just stop, dude, in the middle of everybody's right there. He goes, "Hey, Dave, did you find Gene's fucking boots yet?" He would just fucking say that, dude. And I wouldn't be able to eat. I wouldn't be able to fucking get anything. But I'm working on that, dog. You know what I mean? And he would just sit there laughing. Because they all wanted to see how this outcome was, And long story short, by the time we ended up doing all those gigs, which was about 6 or 7 of them, man, we had to go through some underground, unsanctioned ways, if you know what I mean, in South America. I'm not going to say what I mean, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Because our view was that sooner or later, somebody was going to pop up at some heavy metal party, and if you've been down to South America, they take metal serious. Yeah. Somebody was going to go brag and get drunk and brag that they have this fool's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sure enough, it happened.
Boom,
dude, I get this phone call from Gene's management saying, "Hey, man, these dudes from Santiago said that all his shit just ended up at the same airport, the same place where it got stolen." And got sent back. Dude, it was the craziest fucking thing I've ever had to go through.
That's wild. So wait, so it just when you guys were leaving, it was just like, "Here, Mr. Hoagland, your stuff is here again."
No. We had to come back. By the time we were done with those couple of shows and we were already headed back, the boots were on a plane themselves following us. or meeting us. They were gonna meet us about there. You know what I mean? And I felt so bad, dude, that I was determined to get these back, dude. And so we went through some dark routes, man.
Because he plays in those normally? That's what.
Yeah. For the longest time, he plays in these certain boots that he's had for Dark Angel days. You know what I mean?
And I totally understand that. whatever a drummer's feet feels most comfortable playing with, like you lose that, it feels like everything gets taken out from literally underneath you.
Those are such heaviness to them though too. Like, I mean, imagine having all of a sudden you're used to these like heavy ass like fucking things holding your feet down and kind of keeping you in line, and all of a sudden you don't have them anymore and your feet are just like kind of bouncing. Like it's like dude, you know, they're all weighted up.
So not to mention that you have this 6-foot giant telling you, man, it's the first time I've done a show in tennis shoes in like 20 years.
Yeah.
And I'm all like, oh my God, I'm going to die. You know what I mean?
You're not falling asleep at night, one eye open the whole time.
Oh man, dude.
Who's that other Tony Lozano or Lozano?
The Vital Remains, dude?
The Nile guy? Is Nile, right?
Oh, that's Loriano.
Loreno?
These are all very similar last names we're speaking of right now.
I remember it's like one of those big fucking drummers. I remember we played. You might have even been there. It was the Haunted, and I think it was like Suffocation, us, and something else at the Medley in over in Montreal. Yeah. And I remember like I was standing for a shower, like waiting there with my towel, just like waiting for a shower, like needing the shower, and just Tony just comes and just cuts me off, just like it goes right in. I'm like, fuck this guy, but I guess he's outranked me. It's fine. I'm not gonna. No, he was the drum tech for the Haunted, I think, and he straight up just like looked at me like. I was like, all right, whatever, dude. He played in Black Seas, or what? He played in their Darkened Shrines. Yeah. And
dude, didn't you know though? I mean, drum tech just come first.
Yeah, I know. I was like, whatever. I was like, could smell myself. I was like, this is like a new level of filth that I'm in. But I just got jacked, so I guess I'll take it. You know? Like,
yeah.
But dude,
be standing on all them jellyfish.
Yeah, I know. Right?
So gross,
God,
dude. I just took showers in my socks, man.
Well, so dude, how did you actually start drum teching? Like, how did you transition from a live drummer to a drum tech?
You know what? That's a good question. I just, I've always just helped out, and I jammed with Ash and all them dudes in Reflux.
Yeah.
So, when I was doing shows, I would also work shows with Ash's booking company, Double E Booking. So they were doing, shows with Misery, Signals, and, you name it, dude, all those fucking bands.
Right.
So I started just, stage managing and, doing some security, basically watching all those kids beat the shit out of each other. But early on, you know what I mean? The crazy Dillinger Escape Plan shows and all that.
Right.
So, I mean, it was a great time, dude. And you know what? I have a whole nother section of bands that I'm pretty sure Joel knows as well, but that was my transition. I started just working shows for Ash and Reflux after I stopped doing shows with them. And, one thing led to another where I ended up working for the Decrepit Birth, I guess, and then Necrophagus and all them bands. Remember that first Summer Slaughter?
Oh, yeah.
2011 was when I pretty much, I really sunk my teeth into it. You know what I mean? Like, because there, we all know that was finally a tour where, man, your band was only as good as the drummer in it, dog.
Yeah.
That was hard, man. I know that sounds weird, but I'm proud to say, dude, because it's always usually guitar players, shredders, and all that shit. That's the boot camp drum.
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing. It's the boot camp. The boot camp of touring is Summer Slaughter. Like if you're in it, if you want to tour, do that and see what you think.
Yeah,
I saw Casey absolutely destroy that Summer Slaughter with Decrepit Birth in San Francisco.
Oh, dude,
yeah,
that was
sick.
Insane, and like on such little sleep and shit, and like, God.
Well, dude, I was waiting to get to this. I was like,
yeah. I just had to stand there and do some. Casey has to like do the fucking gnarly like fucking cardio and then not sleep that much on top of it, and then set up his drums with like 1,000 other fucking drummers
and drive. Remember, I would always see you driving, Casey.
Yeah.
They always been.
He would always roll up, man. Somehow, us drummers, the ones that were more physical, We're always driving.
It's always you, me, and Dave Haley, dude. That's what it was.
Oh my God, yeah, dude.
Psychroptic, dude. So, and then the other guys too. But yeah, dude, I had so many good memories, Dave. And like, I just I don't even know where to begin because we have so many fun memories. But like,
I want to hear them all.
That really stands out to me. Like the first one is basically like just being on stage and just playing and like. Oh, it was such a tight like tour and all those times like you're just playing and Dave's right there on the side like watching and just like he's like rocking out ready but he's on it like on the shit and like a cymbal stand falls over, he's up there looking right there, he's like gotcha dude. A fucking anything happens, dude, like
there was times where he wasn't even working for us.
I don't know,
he wasn't even working for like with us and stuff, but he would still jump out and do shit. And like I think that's why we were like, all right, we need to fucking bring this guy on because because you were just there for the fucking make sure the show went smooth no matter what. You weren't there for like the bands that were paying you. You were there for like to make sure like everyone was having a good time.
You know what? If I was going to drum tech for one, I ended up having to drum tech for all because
totally.
Come on, I come from that era where I welcomed all them dumbasses to bring their huge ass kits. I instigated that bad habit. And man, but we pulled it off and I love that shit, dude. You know what I mean? I love just drums in general. So
I was gonna say by Casey saying you're rocking out while you're still like paying attention to making sure it's like you're making sure that everybody's like sounding the best kind of for you and for everybody, but you're like, oh dude, I want to make sure that like everybody can be hearing and be feeling good about the set. And
well, exactly, that's a kind of a hard thing. So I've actually had to explain my demeanor with some bands because some of them just think, man, look at this fool, he's just rocking out, he's not even paying attention. But I don't need to visually just look. For one, I'm not even watching the drums because if I'm working for you, I've been on that tour for a while, chances are I'm already knowing what's going on. So, if I'm headbanging and everything's going, I'm just like listening to everything. And that's my cue to let everybody know that, dude, you guys are just shredding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm still kind of like following the beat, but I have my arms crossed, well, that was my way of letting people know, okay, something's up, but don't panic. I'm on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I'm just this stiff dude that I'm not, well then shit's up, something's up.
Yeah.
But that hardly ever happened, man. You know what I mean? My whole goal was I was there to make sure these dudes felt good enough to where, man, I was rocking out with them. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I didn't want them to have no problems.
And we've been talking a lot about energy at live gigs and stuff too. Like it sounds like you're like this like live shaman type dude who's tapping into the frequencies, and if the frequencies aren't right, dude, you try and stir in the pot, throw a little bit of this in there, do this, that, whatever, and try and mess with the energies of the room, dude.
And I try, and sometimes it works, dude, and it's always been a trial and error. There hasn't been one drummer that I hate, that I don't like playing, working for. Sometimes I just need to grow at that time and this, that, and the other. But, all around now, my vibe is just that, is to make sure that what they're feeling, dude, sometimes it's amazing how they overthink it. You know what I mean? And look, I just go what's coming out naturally. So if I'm going off, I'm never really going off headbanging to where I'm not paying attention. But dude, I'm there to fucking dig the music too. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And it's taken me a long time to let Joel and all them know that whenever they turn around, dude, and they look at me, I'm with just one look, I can tell them everything they need to know.
Yep.
Yeah. No, definitely. That's a skill.
That's what I was saying.
It doesn't even have to be about drums anymore. Well, you know what I mean? I've learned and adapted enough to where I can go up to any little instrument these days, and I'm not gonna say BS my way through it, but I've already gotten interested just out of curiosity. You know what I mean? And dude, I even went international. I don't know if you guys even know that. I worked for this international diva lady named Gloria Trevi. And dude, it was the full spectrum. We had 4 18-wheelers. We built our own stage. They were all hockey arena type shit. We had dancers, DJs, costume changes.
Damn.
You know, I come from the era of like Kiss and shit blowing up and going to the ceiling. Well, this lady had that, dude.
Wow.
There's some videos where I tested out the hydraulic things because I wanted to see what it was like being like Kiss way up there and all that shit. Man, I was so close to those light cans that I hated it. My hoodie almost caught on fire.
What?
Yeah, dude. I liked it for about 2 minutes, dude, and turns out that there's a waiting period when they're running all these programs. So man, I didn't want to be Kiss anymore, dude. I wanted to get the fuck off that. But it was cool. It was cool, and it was a $10,000 gig to set up a 5-piece drum set. It was insane, dude.
Sick,
it was insane.
dude.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Man.
Straight come up.
There again, dude. You know, I was still wearing my Slayer shirts and all my shit. You know what I mean? DSI, whatever. And yet, their whole crew, ironically enough, the monitor dude was a punk rock guy. The other guitar tech was another grindcore guy. You know what I mean? They were just from Mexico City and beyond. But none of them were Latin, you know, cumbia type shit that we were all working for. That was the funny thing.
That kind of makes sense.
And yet, that we were the hard grinders. That's what I loved about it. We were the ones that knew. You know, they hired me because I was always in the pit with the fucking metal bands. This was not going to be nothing.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's what I'm saying.
All my clothes were brand new. They were clean. Yeah. And I was gaining weight because I was actually eating. But other than that, you know, it was fun, dude. And it was probably the scariest jump I ever did. But
yeah,
I did it, dude, because at the end of the day, it's still just a show. No matter
why the fuck wouldn't you want to hire some like hardcore the people that have been through the fucking gnarliest scenes and shit? Like for a band like that, it's gonna be a cakewalk. It's gonna be super easy. It's like, and they're gonna handle every little thing that goes wrong. If one person decides to go crazy, they can handle that shit. And like, you know, been through it all. Yeah, like, yeah, it makes sense.
Come to find out, they've been. You know, I'm the one that was waiting too long apparently, because a lot of people have been crossing into other genres. And you know, I answered an ad and a friend of mine hooked me up as a backup, and next thing you know, man, I'm in 5-star hotels talking to people I can't even speak because their Spanish is so fast that the last time I heard people speaking to me in Spanish that fast, it's my mom getting mad at me. And yet, dude, these were like goddess models, dude. You wouldn't even know what the fuck to say to them. They're so beautiful and they're so gorgeous and they're all dancers. And yet you go try talking to them and I'm just like, okay, bye. I just turn around and walk off. And you know, I'm not Mexican enough, dude. It was crazy. But it was fun, and thank God that metal taught me all that for that. You know what I mean?
Right. Totally.
I got to play. I did Radio City Music Hall with her, and I got to sound check Kiss I Love It Loud.
Oh, yeah, dude.
What else am I gonna do in that big ass boomy Looney Tunes room, dude? It was awesome.
Sick, dude.
Damn.
So yeah, I got to play some crazy ass arenas because of her, and made some major connections. But you know, at the end of the day, dude, I still love metal, so I'm back here.
Hell yeah.
Started it.
I was gonna say, or it sounded like you, Joel. You had something that was waiting.
Well, I was gonna ask us, so where did you meet Meatball? You know, Meatball. I think because you know John Golden. I feel like I mean, for some reason, I feel like there was maybe a time and place where, I mean, I think we knew you before then, but Meatball just kind of came out of the woodwork as like a kind of like another one of those like doesn't give a fuck hardworking dudes. He's a weird dude, which is obviously his name, you know, but like, but he was one of those guys too that was like fucking was down to fucking anytime and and he was so like, he was the same thing, standing on the side of the stage. And there was a couple times I felt bad because I felt him looking so hard at me that I would just pretend like something was wrong. I'd be like, dude, what the fuck? And like, he just run on stage and I'm like, I'm just kidding, dude. I'm sorry. And like, I would like do that all the time to him. But Meatball was like one of those. I mean, he worked with like Peter Steele and stuff though too. He worked with like some big guys.
Yeah,
but
a lot of the East Coast, right? So man, I haven't. When's the last time I seen him? Last time I seen that fool, he was working with somebody kind of big too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he was already doing walkie-talkie type shit. So
yeah.
You know, I was working for the Showbox over there in Seattle. I was doing shows over there, and I think that's the last time I seen. I just can't remember what band he was with, but yeah, dude, he's already doing big things, and yeah, total grinder.
yeah. So yeah, people are like, he's weird. I'm like, fuck yeah, he's weird, dude. Like, what do
you remember that Vader tour? He was there with Victoria.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, fuck. And that was
a crazy tour.
You brought up Peter and Vader and stuff, and that brought back a lot of memories of going on tour with them, because that was like our
the Necropolis.
Yeah, that was
right. Vog was there after.
Vog was there. Yeah, Vog was playing guitar. I was from Decapitated and stuff, and
right after, yeah, dude,
that was such a different genre. I mean, even though we toured Suffocation a bunch, but like Vader just, I mean, they were Polish plus like old school as fuck. So it was kind of like, with Peter and stuff like that. It was kind of, I used to call him the Sean Connery of death metal, because like the Schwarnish was black to the blind. And, but like, it's funny. I remember like one of my favorite things ever was at the last show of the tour. I remember it was in Philly. I think it was in Philly. And I think you guys all came on stage dressed like joints and shit, and were like throwing, it was like big weed things. And then fucking Meatball went up for fucking Vader, out of all bands, the serious fucking band. He goes in there with a fucking dildo, like the side, like a fucking, like a 3-foot dildo, and starts waving it around. And fucking Peter's just like, "Fuck you, get the fuck out of here, fuck you."
There's shit I totally forgot about.
Vader takes it serious, huh?
Oh, I mean, God, yeah, they're not like. I mean, Polish folks aren't really the biggest like comedic folks.
Yeah,
when they're
isn't that funny? And they're like the butt of all the like.
That's probably why.
Jokes.
That's probably fucking why they are. Because they're probably like, "Fuck you, dude. You ripping on me? I'm gonna fucking kill you." You know what I mean? Because they're like tough, dude. They're like Polish fuckers are tough, dude. They're stoic and they're tough. Like Polish road crew we had from Behemoth that we did the Cryptopsy tour with. Like one of them was like a fucking kind of a semi-famous boxer, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I tried to fuck around with him a couple times, and he fucking, I think he gave me a couple, I think he gave me a punch to the face once, but because I was joking around with him and he was not into it. But when you get them drinking and shit, they're like fucking awesome. They're like the shit. But, yeah, if you fuck with them and you're drunk and they're sober, whew, you better watch out, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God, dude. Such classic shit,
I would have checked on you and said, "Are you okay?" and then walked around the corner and laughed.
Yeah. And I would like wait 2 years and think it was the funniest thing I've ever dealt with.
Yeah, dude. Well, you know how we do
it. yeah. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
My question was,
go for
it. Actually, now I don't fucking remember it.
I have to piss, so come up with a question, dude. So
no, it was oh yeah, it was like the coolest venue that you ever sound checked at. Like, I know you said Radio City Music Hall, but like another one. And also I want to know, like, is that your favorite song to sound check with?
You know what it is? Only in the sense that there's always one drunken bastard in the back of the venue that's going to sing that song.
Yeah.
There's always that one guy that's in the back. To me, that's just fun.
What you're playing for it. Sick.
Yeah. It's more of an entertainment for me. You know what I mean? And plus, I know they're trying to set the gates and shit, but I live for, sometimes on the road, dude, that when I'm line checking, that 30 seconds, I cram a whole practice in the 30 seconds. I don't care if there's a shitload of people there or not. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I had to slow it down a little bit, but yeah, I try to do all my favorite little things I can to sound check that shit. And and drive them nuts, because it's fun. What else are you gonna do?
Exactly. Drive them nuts, and you're like, hey, this is my shit. It doesn't matter.
But exactly, and I picked that song because it's just slow enough. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm not gonna do the Led Zeppelin thing that slow and follow that typical. I just came from the Kiss era, so you know what? I love it loud.
Wasn't the dude on that Vader tour? Didn't he play like Africa by Toto? Like, wasn't that right?
No, baby.
I remember every day I was like do 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 do. I was just like, all right.
Which one though?
Joel,
I did a bunch of them with Vader, and all of them had different drummers.
Didn't the dude in Vader or like their sound guy check with like Africa by Toto?
Yeah,
like, the sound check.
Yeah, not Africa. He wouldn't do Africa. He would do another one, and then he would do
Africa.
Was it Rosanna?
No, yeah, dude, Africa, dude. Didn't you do Africa?
No, it started off with like a.
That's Africa, dude.
Fuck, it wasn't. I can bet you $1,000
sure?
it wasn't, because I actually found out. I like looked up that.
Johnny Knobs though, was it? Was it Johnny Knobs doing all that shit?
No, it was a Polish, or I don't even think he was from Poland. No, he's from Australia or something.
I now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Dude. No, he would start. You do Soil. You do the.
Oh yeah,
My Little Halo, and then he would do this. He would do this other song by fucking Toto. Sorry, I just ran up.
What was the guy that was with Vader that he was Polish? Remember, he fixed my. Oh, that's the guy. Is that the guy?
I think it was the guy.
He fixed my adapter. Like he mechanically went in and just fixed he soldered it and fixed the actual adapter. I was like, damn, dude.
Oh, Tiny. Remember that big guy? Are you talking about that big sound guy that they had?
Fuck, I'm still fucking friends with him too.
Big dude.
I feel bad.
Getting all mixed up, but I don't know. It's the last tour that I did.
Casey, you just made me
that
think.
though.
Having a guy on a tour like that would be actually
awesome.
Very beneficial versus just having to go to a hardware store or going to Guitar Center. He's there with tools and actually can solder your shit back together.
Oh, that guy
We'll get through tonight. Don't worry, dude.
Yeah.
He had long hair. He's like a Polish guy or something. But anyways,
long blonde, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I know the song. I know the song in my head.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Was it Africa?
No, it wasn't. It starts like goes. Yeah.
Oh,
you know the song?
shit.
It's like a really good.
Born in the land of the sun tall green.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
It is it's a lot like Africa. That song.
Well, just be we'd walk into the venue and stuff and just hear that and be like, all right, here we go.
It's
it's kind of comforting when I hear it now. It's comforting.
It is.
Yeah. Fields of gold.
Yeah, something like that. So it's something like that. I remember it was funny because we played in Oklahoma and the guitar player of Soil was there. And was backstage, and the guy was just all stoked. He's all, dude, this is the band I use for the sound check every day, Soil. I was like, oh shit, but because we were kind of cracking up, we were like, my little halo, every day.
That was for sure. Yeah.
But the thing is, though, one thing that I definitely noticed with that Toto song and with that Soil song, the fucking drums sounded great on those. They were insane drum recordings, like that.
Yeah, that's why they were doing that.
Yeah, the Toto song was all. It was
I feel like Justin is ready to tell us what the song is called.
No, I've been looking, but I was just gonna say I know that Toto is a reference track.
Yeah,
that's what those songs are. Yeah.
No, definitely because he does. Yeah, he does every time
and everything. Yeah,
totally. Yeah.
Is the song called Toto or is the song called Africa?
Toto's the band. No, Africa's not the song, but it's
Toto's the band.
Toto's the band.
Okay, so we're talking about the same band, different song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And Toto's has some famous thing where their members have collectively won more Grammys than any other band. Not with Toto, but as part of other bands.
It's called "I Will Remember" by Toto.
I Will Remember.
That's the song. That is the song, dude.
Oh man, I'm gonna write that down and post that song tomorrow.
Yep.
What's that condition called when you remember something, but it's not exactly what it was, but you are convinced that you remember?
Dude, that's not
recording
sounds
Mandela
insane.
effect, is it? That's not something else, Joseph.
I don't know,
but
I don't know that.
Toto is the band that the most musicians in the band recorded the most Michael Jackson music was mostly Toto or something like that.
Yep. Yep.
But
I really want to share it, but it's like it's got 18 million views or listens, and it's the 10th most listened to song. Africa's got 1,187,000,000.
Yeah, Africa's crazy.
Like, not surprising.
Whoa,
they're all well written songs, man.
So that shit, if I put that on here, that all like your computers would just like explode, and like, and then you go to jail.
Joel, hold the line. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hold the line.
Stop right there. Hold the line. That's too much.
But if you guys want to listen to a good I just listened to it in my headphones for a second. The drums sound like probably the best I've ever heard. It's called I Will Remember. It's like perfect reference if you're like if you're like a sound engineer, like to play that through the stereo and like kind of get like a reference to where things are. Jesus.
I will remember.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Toto, dude.
Fuck yeah, you guys. I want to hear more stories of you guys on the road together. That's what I want to go into that a little more, if you have any.
Oh, shout out to Calamity Cameron. Sorry, 100 bits. I think that's what that means.
Oh hell yeah! Sorry, I should be.
Oh yeah.
I can give one more sample for my coffee table book.
For sure.
And Joe, you'll probably heard of this one. So I was driving Faceless Dudes somewhere in the middle of fucking Canada, and I literally turn over to the newest singer, I guess, the one that played on the last two records, I guess. Anyway, I literally tell him, hey, keep your eye out. This is Sasquatch country. And we just left Edmonton. You know, this is in the middle of Canada, right? So we just left. It's like 2:00 in the morning. I just tell this dude, hey, watch out for big feet. And we go around this corner, dude, and I shit you not, there's a wall of fur. And I read Black Crown Initiate and Fallujah. Them dudes were following us, caravanning, and I obliterated this female moose. Like, that's all I can tell you, man. I mean, we missed the dinosaur. He just walked by, but because of the mating, rutting season, I don't know. There was like 9 females, dude, and all of a sudden, I shit you not, I went from a Bigfoot joke to a wall of fur.
Dude.
Yeah, the whole engine just went in about an inch.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't feel like you would think it going like 65, 70 miles an hour.
So a female moose is significantly smaller than the male because the males are gigantic.
Scary big.
Yeah, but the females are big too. And, you know, I'm in a 18 passenger van or whatever the fuck they are. And her butt was at the top of the windshield. And I just slammed right into her, dude, because ironically enough, I just saw a video where that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to hit your brakes.
Swerve.
You know? Yeah. So I destroyed this fucking moose, dude.
How fucking wild would that be if Dave was like, dude, I slammed into a Bigfoot, dude. I swear.
And then this conversation would just take a weird turn.
Dude. I mean, it was so much. I'll never forget. That was like, this is gonna sound funny. Me being Latino, the only time I've been in a fucking cop car was over there, because I had to put. For one, they thought I was gonna like have a heart attack, dude. I was so pale because of all the guys in the Faceless at the time. Evan Brewer, you know, Keen, Nico. At the time, he was playing in Suicidal Tendencies, but he was filling in. Like, there was just all these dudes in this band, dude. Yeah. I just totaled the van. They're all piling out, going, "What the fuck?" And I'm throwing up in the middle of this road, and this fucking county mounting thing comes with these UFO lights, and they put me in the back of the car, and I'm filling out the report, and the dude's telling me that I should be thankful because for the first time in like 4 months, there was the death accident report. He was putting it up, and we should be dead. I'll never forget that. For the rest of that tour, the next 2 weeks, that's all we heard. You guys should be dead. You guys should be dead. Until we got to the States, and then somebody was like, who's the guy that killed the moose? Who's the moose killer? I couldn't read that, dude. I swear to God, I thought Keen was going to rat on me. Oh, it's right there. I was like, dude, if you guys fucking say anything, because they're right there in the front, man. A bunch of kids are like, who's the guy that killed the moose? And you could already hear the attitude. I was like, oh, shit. And I just backed off and I just walked out and shit. And I was like, well, we fed a lot of homeless people. I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah,
so yeah, that's one of my other short stories from that spectrum to that one.
Dude,
you know. It's the Masatello Stone story. When I'm like driving through Canada once, he was just all like, he was all real ripped, and he's like, looks over, he's just all, dude, are moose like when they're like in groups? Is that meese or is that like? I don't know. And he was serious. But I mean, it makes sense, you know, goose, geese. Like I got it. Like
I actually don't even know. Do you just say it's mooses?
It's mooses or moose. They both work. Actually, we had to look it up.
A pack. Like I just saw a bunch of moose.
Like mooses works too. You can, like in the English language, mooses works too, but moose is what you're supposed to say.
So you'd be like, I just saw like 9 moose.
Yeah, meese. Fucking meese, dude.
9 meese. Somebody didn't call it author. This dude's on drugs, man.
Dude, I stick with Ricky Avocado, dude. It's meese, dude. I've actually called it meese from then on, just because like Matt said a couple like stony things to me that have stuck with me for the rest of my life, just like real questions, and I'm just like, dude, that's gold.
You want to know what blew my mind recently is that if you're talking about multiple species of fishes, you say fishes. You don't say multiple species of fish. You say like I'm talking about fishes. If you're talking about one species, it's just a fish.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about multiple species, it's fishes.
It's feast.
A school of feast, dude. A school of feast.
And multiple feasts or feces. Anyways, so you guys. God, I mean, fuck. I mean, I'm trying to think of the tours that, I mean, man, just what I've been on with you, Dave. There's so many fucking things. I mean, when you said like, you know, you guys should be dead, I think a lot of there's been a lot of times when you go on tour where you're possibly gonna die. Like it happens like, I don't know, once every like 5 or 6 tours. There's one, like, you know, especially touring the winter and stuff, there's been times where there's possibly gonna die, you know, like
I've only done summer, so I'm very happy that I only done summer.
Well, you're literally got your friends, your like closest friends in the back of your van, and you're the one in control, and you're tired, and you have to get them to the next show or as far as you can. I mean, not like pushing it too far, but like one mistake because you're too tired
or black eyes,
your friends are dead. Like it gets you know, like it gets really serious. Like you get like have to really take driving seriously. And actually that reminds me, I want to throw it out there because I watched a news story on it the other day, and this almost happened to Archspire the other day. There's people that are, it's not just bands. People seek out U-Hauls and things with trailers at hotels, and a lot of these, and it's a new thing now. So everyone's fucking like, all the criminals are like, dude, I can get a whole house, like worth of shit, or like everyone's fucking equipment in one like easy, like fucking boop, take the trailer off, bam, we're gone, and we have everything. And it's becoming more of a common thing. And luckily, what's his name? The drummer of Archspire was sleeping in the van. So if you're ever going on tour and you like, you got someone has to sleep in the van.
Yeah, it's fucked up, but you gotta have one person there at least,
or at least
one.
Hide a couple of those Apple AirTags. At least hide some of those in your equipment. Like you need to, because this is becoming like a thing where people are actually doing. I mean, we've heard about it. Like I remember Flesh God had it happen to them kind of recently.
We didn't have a trailer on the Bloodletting, but there was a time where it was pretty sketch. Eggers had the keys, and I guess we had an alarm system on the van that was just like, even like with movement, it would throw off a thing. And we saw it. We looked down, and there was dudes that were like circling the van, and we stuffed all of our shit in the back of that van. We took the back seat out and literally Tetrised our gear into that van every single night with no trailer.
That just, I mean, now it's what they're looking for specifically now. It's not just
It's
vans.
the trailer because they could just take they just
people are
unhook it
moving
and
across
it's gone.
country. They'll steal the U-Haul and they'll drive
Dude,
it to a fucking.
nowadays they'll steal you within it. I mean,
yeah,
you know,
I
it's a
know.
matter of time. You know,
Totally.
It's
It's getting crazy.
The whole thought of somebody staying in there nowadays. I mean, it's scary, dude. It's scary because at the end of the day, equipment and all that shit can be replaced. But
that's true. That is true too. I mean, it depends on who
somebody
you're going to run
staying
into.
in there and they get, you know, them freaking out. Most of the time, it's always because they're startled and they never expected that to happen. And the first thing that happens is the worst.
Yeah. Now, unless you got Bill Robinson with like a hatchet, it's cool. But besides that, I mean, I don't know karate. I'm not down, dude. Nah, fuck that shit, dude.
I don't know karate.
I mean, guns beat karate any day.
So, do you guys know
and
karate?
Nowadays, if you win, you could get sued. So
I know. That's even another story. Yeah. No, that's insane.
You know,
Totally.
it never ends.
You're damned if you do. If you're damned if you don't. Yeah. Dude.
I mean, just put your toughest motherfucker in the van and just be like, dude, you might die. Good night.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm paying him a little bit more.
Yeah. And you know what? We laugh about it, but man, I remember sometimes sleeping in the van and in shady places, even back then. I wonder if I would be doing that now.
At gunpoint one time. I remember one time, like it was Bill and I and stuff, and I thought we were getting robbed at gunpoint, and it was you and Bill out there. The guy's like, "Whoa," yelling at you, and we're like in the middle of nowhere, in like the middle of like fucking, like might have been I don't know, Michigan or something, and we're in a fucking stop, and I'm like thinking, okay, well we're getting held up right now. They're stealing the van, and Bill just told him to started all freaking out, and he ran off. But the guy was trying to take the van, but didn't have any weapons. And Bill's like, dude, we'll kill you. Get the fuck out of here. And the guy ran. But like he wanted the guy wanted to get high. You know, it's like he was like in a drug area and wanted to get high. You know, it's like fucking crazy, man.
Take the whole van, sell it for $20. Fucking amazing. It's amazing.
Totally. My car got smash and grabbed. My friend got his backpack stolen out of the window in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And fucking that sucked. And then we had to drive back to Santa Fe that night with no window. So we just blasted the heat to get there. And then I got it replaced the next day and we made it to Santa Fe for the next show. But I had to like front a whole fucking car window, which is whatever. My friend lost his backpack.
Subaru,
that was
right?
like
Not the Subaru, right?
No, the Subaru. Yeah, that same car.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
that shit just happens, man. Especially like a lot of these like high risk areas, it'll happen. Like the Devastation the Nation guy, the dude that books that. Fuck, I forget his name. But he was going to the first Devastation the Nation show a couple days ago. Literally pulled up with his girlfriend. They flew out, laptop, everything. Pulled in with his girlfriend. Went to dinner, and within like an hour and 20 minutes, came back and all their shit was gone. In Oakland, yeah, it's like.
Hey man, were you there? Remember Novi? I think he was in Vader at the time. Novi, and I forgot who else. It was definitely one of those summer slaughters or whatever. But man, right off the bus, dude, in Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver. Yeah.
They stole his laptop. Remember, he had a MacBook that had his brand new record. I mean, dude, you talk about watching somebody so devastated.
Yeah.
And they just ran up on the bus and took it. Literally, man, it happened so fast that the wire was still swinging.
Have you been to Vancouver recently? Is it still like that?
It's the last time I've been, man. You know what? This Suffolk tour, we're going to Canada for the first time in years, dude. So
yeah,
I'm going to, the Rickshaw Theater. What do you think?
Yeah,
it's always going to be that way.
Yeah. I mean, the first time I was pulling up, I remember pulling up in the backstage or the back area, and people like seeing our van and be like, "That's a fucking cool place to hide behind and shoot up." People just come just shoot up like right behind our van. Like we just pulled up, like
sharp containers down the fucking alleys and shit.
Yeah, it was insane, man. And then I remember like walking around. I got lost in that town. I don't know if you remember that. I don't know if you're on that tour, but I got lost, and there's these different groups of people that do different drugs. There's like the heroin addicts, and there's like and like it's like a fucking mob of people that are just looking for drugs. And yeah, it's mostly heroin out there. But yeah, no, it was people just doing whatever they can to keep it going. You know, I was like, holy shit, man.
Those shows were always an adventure.
Yeah, that's a real culture shock.
Man, and of course Leonard, Leonard finding the one weed shop right across the rig shop. Remember that? It's like a dentist office. Dentist office that still sold weed out of the back room.
Oh yeah, they had those like kind of sketchy spots at like a mobster in the back with like a fucking table, and you go back there and buy like a sack. It was gnarly, dude. It was like, they don't care enough to really like the cops aren't after him or anything, but it would be like a dude with like a briefcase and empty office with a fucking desk. You just go in there and go buy
one
a bag.
light
like,
that's like swinging and shit. Like, man, should we have been here? Like,
with, like people around him with like, it's like a movie with the people around him with like crossed arms like around him, just like, what, dude? What, it's like, shit, dude, I don't want to get killed. I just want some marijuana. Jesus,
yeah, that's it. Big deal. Well, I got these 3 big old bags of it. You were like, whoa, all right. We'll take that and we'll take some of this.
God.
Crazy,
those are crazy times, man. Crazy times, man. There's been so many of those stories. I mean, it's funny. I just saw Leonard at Psychofest when I saw you, and he was like in the House of Blues because they were about to play, or I think they might have already played, or they were about to play that night. And I was there with Derek, and I just went up and just like gave him a big old hug, and he was like, "Get the fuck off me, dude! Get the fuck out!" He was like pushing me off, all weird, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude? We've known each other for like ever, blah blah blah." And like he's like, "Okay, cool, man, cool, have fun. Like, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here." And I was like, "What?" And then because I had a hat on, I guess he never saw me with a hat on. And then finally just, "Oh, Joel, oh shit." Like I'm so like he thought I was like harassing him and like trying to like push him around and shit.
I was gonna say, because Leonard being hugged that's funny.
Yeah. No, I was like, fuck it. No, he didn't know who I was. He came up to me 3 more times that night. I was like, "I'm so sorry, man. Fucking, I didn't know who you were. Haven't seen you in so long. I had no idea who you were." And I was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" He was like, made this big old scene. I was like, "Oh, dude, sorry, dude. I didn't mean to offend you or anything. Like, what's going on?" And like, he came out. He's like, "You want to come backstage?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to go backstage. It's fine. I just want to like watch the show." But no, that was I'm going to Psychofest. I just bought Psychofest tickets for this year too, by the way, because my best friend Rumi Trevor, his bands just got signed up for that show too. So
dude, the last slot on the
I know, it's just they're the last band on the flyer. No. Yeah.
It's so sick.
Yeah, wow. They call that in the draft Mr. Irrelevant.
Worship, right?
Shout out Worship.
No, I'm psyched. I'm gonna go. It's at a weird resort now. It's called like the Resorts at Las Vegas now. But last year was fucking. I was like, I'm coming back pretty much every year.
That shit was
last year was fucking rad.
Yeah.
Spent hella money there. God
Me
damn.
too. I know.
That was one of the most fun shows I've ever seen. Dying Fetus and Cannibal Corpse at the pool stage.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Pool stage, dude. That's awesome, dude.
Literally moshing in the water.
Watching. Oh, it's so sick, dude.
And I snuck into this cabana. There was like $2,000 a night cabanas. And me and fucking, we just overwhelmed security, dude. Like, all you got to do is act like you're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it worked like a champ. Looked like a ton, dude. It was bad.
It's strange how it does work like a champ, dude.
Yeah, dude. I watched Dying Fetus laying on a big old bed.
Yeah.
Sipping on a cocktail, watching John Gallagher, hoping that his fucking hat wasn't gonna blow off. Have you seen that? He's got long hair, man, but don't ever ask him to take that fucking hat off, dude.
Woo, I remember hearing that. That's like when the rumors were becoming around like at that show. They were like, "Dude, John Gallagher's got like a beard and long hair now or something." Like he's like, you can't even look. You can't even know who he is when you see him.
The first time you heard that dude's voice, dude, what did you think?
What, like his normal voice or when he's saying?
No. The Dying Fetus growl. That's what I'm talking about.
The
dude.
Bark?
Dude.
Yeah, the bark, dude.
For me, it was opposite. It was opposite for me. It was like when I heard the bark and then I actually went on tour with him. He's like, "What's up, dude? How's it going, man?"
Yeah, like, where's the pedal, man?
Destroy the opposition. Yeah. Destroy the opposition fucked my shit up, dude. I know where I bought it. I know it happened. It happened in the car in the parking lot of that place. Dude, it was just like it was like, how can a human make this noise with their mouth?
Scary, man. He just looks I don't know. I was super intense. It's like a Deeds of Flesh. The first time I saw Deeds of Flesh, I was like, saw Eric up there, like, holy fuck! Like, I don't want to hang out with that guy. That guy's gonna murder me. Him and Jacoby and stuff.
Remember,
like,
it became my mission to make them dudes laugh on stage. Because for one, man, I would fucking tell Sean all the time because half that shit I would be reading the lyrics and I would sit there and watch him. He was like, he wouldn't even use one normal word, and yet their whole attitude was like, you know, we're dying fetus, we can't fucking laugh. Well, fuck, dude. There was my mission right there. Yeah. I would be like right there, and they're just looking forward, and I'm right here. It's like my cat staring at me. Remember that shit? I would just make them laugh, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, first of all, I know you're not even speaking in any tongue. You're just making growls and shit. You're like, no, and you're like, you're not supposed to be smiling, John. Fucking, God damn it, you're making me break character. And after that, dude, then it became okay for them to fucking start laughing and smiling because,
yeah,
dude, not on Summer Slaughter.
My thing is this, dude. Okay, so the kids are home, so you have to reference this, Joel, right now. The song that you just recently used in one of your stories.
Oh yeah, kill your mother, rape your dog.
Okay, so imagine introing that song and having a straight face, dude. There's no way I could say that to a crowd without smiling.
So what did you say at the live Severed Savior thing, throwing a song at you?
I can't say it now, and we've already referenced that.
We've already said you said there's no way. Recently. There's a way. You know,
no, I'm saying I can't say it now because the kids are here.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
They just walked in and they're up brushing their teeth, getting in bed. So I can't say. That's why I asked you for the song, which you did perfectly, dude. Thank you.
No, that's I love those fucking. I mean, Dying Fetus is one of those. It's just like most death metal bands, you know. They're just
well, I mean, the name itself right there is already a conversation piece, dude.
When I was a kid at Ozfest and seeing a kid with there'd be like a big old buff dude in the middle of the pit with a Dying Fetus shirt on, and I'd be like, fuck that guy. That guy's insane. I'm not dealing with that guy at all. Right. You know, like I'm here for fucking like corn or something. I'm not here for fucking Dying Fetus,
dude.
Like, you've been getting fucking household name now, dude.
I know it's like a normal thing now.
Getting their shirt, I would only really rock the old school logo, so people wouldn't really be able to read it. You know.
No, I do the same thing. I have a jacket, and I'm just like, I had a lady come up to me the other day at the bar, and she's like, "What's it say? Like, is that an anime thing?" I'm like, oh yeah, totally anime, dude. It's anime all day.
Yeah, dude. It's like the conversations I've had with my mom when I go in between tours back in the day, and I forget what shirts are just there. You know, I just grab them. Just some of the things that she's seen. Trust me, Dying Fetus is the least of her problems anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Totally. Like, she's like, holy fuck, is this, you know, I forgot what band, but it had the Statue of Liberty being bent over by Uncle Sam, and it said, freedom isn't free. And the look on her face said it all, man. And my mom's all like, care to explain this? And I just looked at it, I was like, nope. Just
That's awesome.
It's tough when you're like your brains are so, or like our brains are so like desensitized, and it's like normal to us, you know. It's like, and then like a normal person like walks up and is like, what's up with that shirt? Like, oh shit, you have to tell us too now. Like, I don't it's like, to me it's mellow. This is not mellow to everyone else though, you know what I mean? It's like it's a fucking total boner killer to everyone.
Yeah, dude. Like, man, what a buzzkill. Sorry.
Yeah, buzzkill.
I didn't realize it was just clean. It was clean on the top of the pile. I don't know. It's like, what are the odds that I wore a goat horse shirt on a Sunday?
Yeah, goat horse.
And
like a normal.
Right before, you know, everybody just gets out of church, and I'm going to the grocery store. Well, fuck. What are the odds of that? Happens a lot over here in Whittier, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're in LA now, in Whittier?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm in Orange County right now. I'm in Irvine.
Oh, right on. Well, fuck, we gotta hang out, man. I've been here for about a year and a half now.
Sweet.
So you did most of your life over in Texas, though, right?
No. You know, I was living in Seattle for a while.
Okay.
But I guess you can say that because off and on, you know, in between tours, I would just end up at my mom's house waiting for the next tour because it ended in Texas.
Yeah.
Somewhere close, you know what I mean? Usually just couch surfing, waiting for the next tour, which, man, thank God those days are gone, dude.
Yeah, those are
because I
rough
don't
days,
even know, you know, I know some homies that are doing that now during the pandemic, and like, God bless them, man. I don't know how they did that. I don't even know how I did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to do it under the circumstances that they've had to endure, which, you know, that's I'm looking forward to seeing who's left. It's funny you mentioned the venues, you know what I mean? I'm very curious to see which ones are gonna still be there.
Yeah.
Not be there, you know, like I've heard stories of some disappearing and this, that, and the other. And then there's some friends that are just not with us anymore too. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah. And I have a lot of those on the East Coast that I'm finally, you know, now that touring starting, they couldn't wait around long enough. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which makes sense. You know, that's a tough wait with zero work for
the ones that were already, you know, rolling the dice before it happened.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, they put their money in,
and that's Slims, right?
Slims was already on the way out, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. They were already rolling their dice before it, and then that just took it out.
I think they were planning on selling, and I think the pandemic just sped it up like a year faster.
Now they're like, it's supposed to be like a nightclub or something.
It's called the YOLO Club now.
YOLO, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just but I mean, you know, it's like they're still playing music. I don't know. It sucks, but like it was gonna get sold no matter what. But I mean, I hope that nowadays with things coming back,
still gonna be doing. It's still
DNA's fucking. I mean, Paul Ryan still. You know, I go hang out with him and stuff, and they've expanded. They've like literally there's like 3 or 4 venues in DNA now. Like they bought the pizza shop next to it. There's a venue above that, so it's like a DNA after hangout.
Didn't have anything to do with each other, right?
No, DNA came out. I mean, might have been there back in the day, but it wasn't like a metal or rock club. Slims was where all that stuff went, and then probably in 2004 or 5, then DNA started getting like metal shows there. And the Metro, it was like the Metro, DNA, Slims. Those were like the 3 in town after the Pound, obviously, but like that were getting the metal shows from the Pound that would just all go to the Pound normally, and like Cannibal would go to Slims or something. That would be about it. It would just be everything else to the Pound, and then, you know, in the Metro maybe. But like I actually kind of interested after the Boardwalk purchase, like if there's anyone that's, you know, trying to make an investment and they want a fucking venue, if anyone's gonna buy any of these like defunct like venues and try to, because looking at shows right now, how well they're doing. Obviously, it's not going to probably last like that forever, but right now, like I'm sure there's some people like, I wonder if I buy this club, I wonder what's going to happen. You know, if it's been defunct, because everything's been selling out. Like, you know, it's not. I mean, hopefully it's like that forever, but like there's like a demand now. There's like I buy tickets early and I resell them for double if I can't go. Like it's insane, you know. So it's cool.
I mean, that's definitely the market now, dude. I mean, it's I already knew this was going to happen. It was not even, you know, now with the war going on over there, dude, everybody's going to come over here now, because the further away from that mess, you know what I mean? And it's been to a point where me and my wife were like, man, we can't afford to go to all these shows. Like we already bought our maiden tickets. We already got, you know, like I said, she got us the Goat Horror ones, man. I don't even know what else is on the calendar. But at the end of the day, we're like, man, you know, we can't go to all these. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, can't go to that one. We'll just wait a couple of months and they'll be on this one. You know what I mean? Because that's the other thing. It's like, just wait a month or two and I'm curious to see when Suffocation is going to have their turn with Cannibal Corpse.
What if,
you know what I'm saying? Like, man, no one our turn next.
I could definitely see that.
What if this whole thing, like this whole thing, was what finally makes death metal big, like mainstream?
Well, it's definitely put a lot of fucking fire underneath it for sure.
Yeah,
dude. I think taking something away from the masses, and then now it's there again. Everybody's like, "Oh, I want some of that," you know.
Yeah,
and I hope it's not. I hope that that isn't just like that.
And I had this realization last night with talking about with the Halloween thing and the power metal. I was like, death metal is like bigger than people I think realize in a sense, like in the US, like to be just a band, like I mean, the underground scene is like so important, like it always has been, but it's so important now, like with the internet and everything. It's not like, you know, big bands are on MTV like back in the day and there's all this, you know, it's all just, but the underground's like so big now that it's so sick. It's like, you know, like bands that are at such levels that it's like, or Testament or something that's just like so huge and so badass for at their level. Like it's so cool, and it's so sick that people are like so stoked to like support that, and like I think people are like appreciating like, fuck man, life is like we're gonna enjoy this shit, and you know, going to shows is fun, and the bands appreciate it, and get out of the house. We got complacent. Sorry.
Totally.
Sorry, Dave, I interrupted you. What did you say?
No, just life is too short, man. You know, it's the point where you just better go enjoy everything you can, you know, to the, you know, within reason, of course, because man, living here in Cali, dude, is so expensive. But you know, the hell with that shit, dude. I'm not gonna. It's so weird to like think in a 5-year plan term. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys can think of that, but man, I didn't even know if I was going to have a career or whatever you want to call it to come back to. You know, for a minute there, dude, it looked like shows were dead. Like that was it. Exactly. And I was like, fuck, you know, and there's so many techs and front of house people in the industry that didn't come back. They just found better jobs. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I was like this close from going to Amazon and start truck driving too and shit. You know, that's still a possibility in my future, driving tour buses, because you know, I don't know how long this back and forth shit. I wonder, I worry.
Well, Uber and Lyft is like a, you know, a common thing for artists and comedians and all that stuff. But yeah, I know what you're saying, dude. You're just like,
people were starved. I mean, that's one thing. Actually, there's probably a lot of people that were into death metal that were kind of burnt down and going to shows and stuff. And then once they got taken away, like what Anthony said, once they kind of got ripped away from them, they're just like, they came back. They're like, we're fucking going. Like, everyone's going to this, like, and it kind of brought a resurgence to it. And everyone's going now. And right now is like a big time for like metal to make an impact, because this could easily go back to where it's like, back to like, you know, you can get any show we can get, you can go to easy.
I think we're all a little shell shocked, you know, and I think the whole thing is, I don't know, I might be naive, but I'm kind of optimistic. Like at this point, I feel pretty like, dude, I think like, you know, things might do a little, you know, a little up and downs in here, not, but I feel that, dude, like it's gonna like things are gonna, like shows are gonna keep going and things are gonna be sick, and like I feel that people are gonna realize, like, I mean, already, like how sick they, or how much they miss shows, and like like for, you know, like you're saying, I'm going to all the shows I can. Like everyone's like, that's sick, dude. Like supporting all the tours are huge. Everyone's stoked and stuff, and like, I mean,
and you know what? Not just with bands too. You know, I try to tell people these days, if you can afford it, dude, go see the world as much as you can before you can't anymore.
Yeah, man.
Because times are changing, dude, and you know, it's getting to a point where I might not be able to see the pyramids with my own damn eyes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And that bumps me out too. So there's a lot of things to take into play, and you know, just go enjoy it, dude. Go enjoy it.
I'm trying to take my mom for her birthday to Egypt to go see that shit.
What?
Right now though, what's it called? Trevor just he's been in Ireland for 2 days.
Dublin,
he literally just he loves.
He's solo, right?
Yeah, he's solo. He wanted me to go with him. Like, he gave me like 3 weeks. He's like, all right, dude, I paid for all the house, like the places to stay. Like, just buy a ticket. And I'm like, but the time off was gonna kill me. So I was like, it's gonna ruin all my time off from work. But the thing is, he hung out and like fucking chilled with fucking Justin Chancellor from Tool today, like in Ireland. Just like they just ran into him again and just like fucking hung out with him.
He's like, this is the best trip I ever did. Dude.
Yeah. He's like he was so bummed. He's like, fuck, I'm gonna have to go solo. Like he was trying to like, Joel, come with me. I don't want to go solo. And I'm like, dude, just meet people out there and fucking have it be this like kind of, I don't know, like not fact finding, but just like you know, a human mission that you just go do in your life, and just fucking,
soul search,
yeah, something like that. Like it's a gnarly move
in terms like bucket list, but sometimes it actually makes sense to just do just that.
Yeah. Totally.
No distractions, just it's you and the world, and you're doing whatever you're being pulled to.
Yeah.
And what just to bring it back to like what's been happening with the live thing. I'm sorry, I just wanted to say this one thing, which is there's been so much creativity that happened during the pandemic for all the people that were forced into their caves, dwelling in their caves. And what else can these artists do than create? So now it's like the live stuff that we're going out to see is what was being created during that, which is actually giving it like another boost too, because you're like, these are the secrets of this time, dude, and now they're being brought forth into the ether, and we are all now being able to sample the secrets, dude.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes,
it's a great time for music, and yet the whole world's in shambles. But you know, what better time for creativity, dude? And what better way to release it is to just go to a show.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. Get that energy from that room, dude, and find the familiar faces, see the new faces, clink beers with the next person, rock out, and have a good time, dude.
Exactly, dude. You know, I'll never take any of that shit for granted ever again. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Not
guys.
that I ever did, but you know what I mean? And try to remember more of it.
Yeah.
We just got a live t-shirt order.
Oh, nice.
What up?
Hell
Cameron, from the homie Cameron Mills.
Thanks, Cameron.
Fuck yeah.
That's rad, dude.
I'm gonna bag your shirt up right now, live on the stream. Okay.
Dude, that's a funny thing. You should just be like, anyone that
Here's what I'm gonna put it into.
You have to bag it live.
I just got
bag it live, dude.
I like
who bags live, dude. Who bags live?
I just had to re-up 200 bags, dude.
What up?
Bag live.
I like the initiative here, dude. You buy it, you watch the professor bag it up for you, right? Then
I'll be right back with it.
Don't worry, we won't show anybody your address.
Because one thing that's cool about that is like, if like no matter what we're talking, because sometimes the chat kind of like in the middle of a conversation, like it might like change the subject or something. But if someone buys a shirt like right in the middle, it's gonna be Joseph front and faced bagging a shirt, just bagging a shirt. Dude, I mean, we're breaking ground. I don't know, you know, it's a groundbreaking thing,
dude.
But
fuck yeah, keep growing, dude. Bring it.
Hell yeah,
awesome.
man.
This is awesome.
Man, I can't fucking wait to see you again, man. Fucking Atheist Suffocation. Check that.
Yeah, dude, that sounds like it's gonna be a fun party night, dude. Let's do it.
If you bring a nug to Dave Lozano, code word bring a nug to Dave Lozano.
I'll buy you a shot. What's your Dave? What's your shot of choice? What's your shot of choice?
These days, you know what? We've been doing some vodka. You know what I mean? Kettle One.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and the wife have been doing Kettle One lately, so that's what's been going down.
Dude.
So
what's been going down smooth lately? Let's put it that way.
What influences your decision on like a shot choice nowadays? Because fucking like live bagging, live bagging, dude.
Live bagging.
You can tell the story. Yeah, you can tell it, but
just
look at this live bag, dude. Let's see how it does though.
Let's keep going. We got the live bagging going. It's fine.
Man, oh damn, dude.
Nothing to see here. Just
he's definitely been sex education 5th grade.
No, just something to see here.
This is going
live
poorly.
bagging. That's what I mean. The first live bagging is going to be tough, man. It just gets easier.
Yeah.
Nice.
There it is.
We work and play at the same time. That's
we beat it out.
Multitask.
We beat it out,
Right
dude.
Fashion.
I'm sealing it. Here's the seal.
Nice,
dude. Shout out Calamity Cameron again, dude.
Label I can
a
put
third 100 bits, dude.
That's what's up, dude.
You should charge more for live bagging, dude. Should be a live bag and then like charge a little bit more if like you want to say like just whatever, like plug whatever. It's like xvideos.com or whatever you want to do.
No, dude. What we should do is like different things. Okay. All right, here's the
There we
thing.
go.
Here it is. If you order a shirt live and you want to watch the professor bag it live, you have a choice of like what movie he has to recite lines from while he's doing it, dude.
Oh,
That's too technical. That's pretty
hard.
technical.
That's really hard.
I think the live bagging. He's all, dude. I think he should do like a backflip and then do like 300 like
You should do
push-ups.
like
I think I saw
360s like 7 times.
I think I saw live bagging on OnlyFans the other day.
God, OnlyFans. That's such a weird thing. I mean, it's cool, but it's just an interesting thing. It's like, this person, and they have this like link. It's like, oh, I could watch them just do weird stuff now with their link. And it's like, and like people like, oh, people make so much fucking money on that. That's insane. Like that one girl, the Catch Me Outside. How about that girl?
Yeah.
Oh, you said something about her recently.
She made 45 million in a couple of months on OnlyFans, dude. Yeah. Like, I know it's insane. Like, and that's
what does she do?
Supposedly not even nude. Like, she just
talks about who she wants to catch outside.
And I was like, how about that, dude? I'm like, fucking, like, literally.
She should start a death metal podcast and make way more, dude.
Dude, she could can farts and make probably like 4 million. Like, you know, it's like that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's fucked up, dude. That is fucked up because that should not happen. That sounds like it should not happen.
But have you guys hit the point?
Probably happens all the damn time.
Joseph's like, I'm sorry, the professor's just bummed.
You guys have hit the point when you're like thinking about like putting a video out on Instagram or whatever, where you realize like you're kind of doing the same thing as them, just with music instead of what they're doing. But,
what are you talking about?
You're saying
stop right there. I just muted him. It's okay, everybody. I just muted him. Don't worry. It's not gonna reveal our secrets.
He's screaming. You have to be him for that long.
Wait, I don't understand why. I wasn't even talking. Why am I the main guy right now?
It was a joke. I'm just kidding.
Joseph, Casey's going on.
You're saying this is
going on a freestyle.
You're like the death metal version of an Instagram hottie. That's what it is.
It's just we're playing the same game of like trying to get followers and likes and attention and eventually salaried payouts or whatever. But you know, same idea, dude. I mean, to each their own. You know, that's
totally. You're just. I mean, instead of flashing your cans, you're flashing your drum techniques, dude.
Of what can I do? You know what I mean?
But you start to think in terms of the same stuff, like content creation. You're like thinking about lighting, and you're thinking about all this stuff that they have to think about too.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I totally get it, and it's a very good analogy. It totally makes sense. But I mean, to each their own, dude. Yeah. However you can get your little slice of the internet attention, dude.
Having proper lighting for a drum kit's kind of like proper lighting for a porn set. Right?
You can get free toe on the pod right now.
You want some toe, dude? I'll give you a toe, dude.
I can't. Oh, okay. I have full disclosure, guys. I have no open toes on right now. I have not taken my work shoes off because once I do, it's like a stink bomb, dude. It's a stink bomb.
Right, so never put the fucking flip flop emoji.
Dude, I'm unshowered right now too, and everything because I had work and then open house, so I had to take I had to take my kids to school, go see Trevor's room, go see Dominic's room, do the whole like deal. And then drop my kids back off at my brother's or with my brother, and then come back and do the podcast. So I literally walked in here, still got my shoes on from work.
I can see it in your face that you don't have sandals on.
Yeah, I feel restricted right now, dude. I kind of am in.
Okay, I had to go put sweatpants on earlier. Like when we started the podcast, I was like, I need to go put sweatpants on. All I could think about it was
I'm in jeans right now, dude. I totally am not ready for the pod right now. Dude, 2 hours. You're 2 hours and 18 minutes in. I'm not ready for this podcast.
You smell fine.
Yeah. Through Twitch, you smell great.
Well,
I have an open.
You're doing great.
I have an open boxer hole. But so, anyways, check this out, guys. Check this.
Are you wearing them backwards again?
Oh my god, dude, that's so sick, dude.
Tell the audio listeners what is happening right now, Joel.
Dude,
I'm buying. It's more
Bring a Circuit City hat up, everybody.
it's got the Chanel logo
A
though.
little bit more than that.
I know, dude. It's it's a crossover. It's a mashup. It's a mashup that also has a deep cut of our past or your past that becomes our past.
Oh man, I had to get it. Anything Circuit City related is like a new
City,
thing.
dude.
Yeah. Fuck if you're going Circuit City. Yeah. I can't even do it anymore. But fuck. Oh yeah.
Fuck
if you're going Circuit City. No, I'd say I would answer the phone. I'd go, and same with Guitar Center. I'd be like, fuck if you're going Guitar Center. Joel, take the butt. How can I help you? And they'd be like, yeah. Can I get and walk up to people and just be like, can I help you fucks find something today?
Naughty words. Slip in those naughty words. That's awesome.
Oh my god.
This Joel suck dick. Can I help you?
Yeah, suck a dick all the time. Oh my god. You gotta. I mean, when you're high all the time and you're working a retail job, like you gotta fucking like. How do you like? I'd fart in the. I'd find like where the cameras weren't, and I would just go fart in the intercom with like. It'd be like probably I don't know 200 or 300 people in the fucking place shopping, like a busy Sunday, and I was like. Bleh!
And you know, today that's what gets like a viral video because everybody's got fucking cameras in their pockets.
We had flip phones, so yeah, it was.
You couldn't record yourself doing it. You just did it for your own pleasure, dude.
Oh man, we were having so much fun. Like I look back on those times, I'm like, that was the funnest job I've ever had in my life. It's just like you didn't care. Like if you lost your job, it's like, whoops. Let me go find another one for like maybe more. I don't know.
Fuck.
It's like that doesn't drug test. But yeah, no, it was fucking those classic old jobs, man. When nothing was on the line really, and you got a piece of paper, dude.
I'm putting a new label paper in the printer right now.
Oh, we're doing free bagging.
The live bagging has not ended
live bagging,
guys.
Dude, this is a live bagger right now, dude.
Right.
I'm more nervous doing this than playing drums live. I'll tell you that.
He plays with Diego from fucking Disgorge, but this right now is killing him.
Star Trek, dude. Really? I know. I see your irony, you motherfucker, dude.
Where's the irony?
Well, yesterday was May the 4th be with you. You know.
Oh yeah. Okay. Got it.
Uh-huh.
All right.
We're gonna print this shit live.
Okay. What is this song?
I love it that this song is the soundtrack.
That's a live bagging song.
That's
a live bagging song now.
Oh, that's so sick, dude. Anytime you're printing a label, that is the song.
Got you.
Printing your label, dude.
No, I want a different
forget
song.
this. Please don't forget this, guys.
I want
I'll
a
be the
sick
first one
death
too.
metal song for this. No, not that. So Dave, tell me a story about the road, bro. One more coffee table story.
Yeah.
I'm having some belly laughs hard right now, dude, and it's starting to work my abs out a little bit.
It's printing.
I need it.
There it is.
It's printing.
Oh, it's printed.
I can't show. I can't show the address.
What's his address?
Yeah, no. You got
Live. What's the social?
Oh yeah, that's what we forgot to tell you. All your live baggings, we're giving away your information in the process.
right.
That's the last live bagging now.
Right.
I hope I put the right size into this because that's the only real issue you have with merch is did I put the right size into this?
I mean,
bag?
If you fucked up the first live bagging, then he gets another shirt.
There you go. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, no, it's
I can
cool.
see it though.
It was not seen. It was not seen.
Fucking bag it, bro.
I'll send it tomorrow. Shout out Cameron.
You should fucking double bag it.
Shout out Cameron, dude.
Cameron,
hard. Yeah. Fuck yeah, Cameron bagging, bro.
So can I ask, dude? One last is Devastation has done some reunions. How many are you part of all the Devastation reunions, or is Idolatry your own kind of reunion?
Idolatry is my own. You know, Rodney and them, they've re-released the record so many different times, dude, that I've just kind of lost track. Their only official reunion thing that I saw that they did was in, I think, 2008, and they went and Rodney grabbed a couple of dudes and went to go play Europe. And so, you know, that's how I found out that Devastation actually played in Germany and all that. Was I did the very first 70,000 tons of metal, and a bunch of people swarmed me on the actual ship saying, "Hey man, you're Devastation dude, blah blah blah." And we seen you play, you know, in the Czech Republic and shit, and giving me this whole lowdown of how we played, and it, you know, some of them liked it, some of them didn't, blah blah blah. And I'm looking at them like, "What are you talking about? We never even played." So come to find out, you know, Rodney had grabbed a couple other dudes and went and played a bunch of shows in Europe, and that was the only other real sanctioned Devastation thing that I know of. You know, me just doing Idolatry was just so I could go do a couple of shows back in Texas, and just turns out that we're about 15 shows in, you know, and people still like hearing that Devastation. It's just being able to play it on my end. That's the challenge these days, but I can still play it. I've got some other new versions of it too. New versions of Idolatry coming.
Oh yeah.
We'll see, man. You know, a couple of homies got their own little side projects as well. And I don't know, maybe next year you might see me in a couple of little shows on stage. We'll see.
Yeah, I want to see you on fucking stage, man. Not helping us fucking idiots. Like I want to see you. I want to help you, dude. I'll be a fucking stage manager for you, motherfucker. It's been how many times have you saved my ass on stage? Like Jesus Christ! Like I just stand there, and just like fucking watch you like a hawk. Like nope. Like
hey, here's my last little story for the coffee table book. You guys probably remember. So remember when Warbringer couldn't get in, their drummer couldn't get into
R.I.P.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And then I ended up filling in. I had to play drums for them.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, totally.
Right. Still has that video.
Oh shit!
I keep trying to look for that and I can't find it.
I have it somewhere. I'll send it to you, but I have that.
Awesome.
Please do, dude.
Yeah, I also played Fuffoons. Remember, I played on Overkill's drum set. And that drum set was so big, I almost had to stand up to hit his toms.
That's sick, man.
It was fucking crazy, but
a stage manager that can fill in with, like, dude, come on. That's like
I had to, man, because them kids had to get paid.
Yeah,
remember? And then Vader, Peter, I'll never forget, Bog and Peter were all like, "So you gonna do it, man? You gonna do it?" I was like, "Fuck." I had to learn those Warbringer songs on a couch.
No, I know.
I remember
that.
I was like, "Fuck it, let's go."
I forgot about that.
That's what that was, dude.
That's awesome, man.
Remember
yeah, that was fucking crazy. I don't know what I was
stepping up,
there.
man. Jesus. R.I.P. Nick, by the way. He was the drummer. He passed away.
Yeah.
That was
Nick
sad,
Ritter,
man.
right?
Nick Ritter. Yeah.
He passed away. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a weird circumstance. He was found in a pool, was drowned in a pool. Not to bring up negative stuff, but it was like a weird. It just ended like really like and just done. Or like didn't know any information on what happened, and it was just like wasn't like a disease. He just like was in a hotel pool or something. Like it was crazy, man. That was tough. I was bummed, but he was a good dude, man. That was a good motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Yeah,
he was a kick-ass drummer too.
Totally. He had that old school kind of Tommy Lee style to him,
Yeah, you remember that shit? Cymbals were way high.
Yeah, he was sick, man.
Fucking sick drummer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a trip, dude. Remember every time they would go to Canada, the guitar player would end up playing drums. I don't know what the hell happened.
Right. Yeah.
He couldn't play that one time. And I was like, man, fuck it. Because their style was like so old school, remember? Yeah. I was like, dude, I can play this.
Yeah. That's
Next
sick,
thing you
man.
know, they're all like, for real? And I was like, oh shit. I think I played like 3 songs and the other dude played 2 songs, remember?
Yeah,
and we had to do that 3 times in Canada so they can get their money.
That was sick, man. That's stepping up, dude.
Crazy.
That's stepping up. That's like a weird dream I have where I wake up and I'm sweating and I'm like, fuck. Oh my god, like you fucking actually did it though. That's one of those, scary fucking last second things.
There's video proof of it. I have it now, so I'll send it
now
to
that
you
you
guys.
said that, I remember that. Yeah, I remember you like going like shit, like fucking practicing a
I
bunch
think
and
it
like
was
getting
Casey.
like.
Casey, didn't you film it? You filmed it because it was from
Yeah.
the crowd.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I filmed
It
it
was at the
on.
rickshaw, right? It was at the rickshaw.
Yeah,
Too.
I did film it. I think. Yeah.
Did you have DV? Was it the actual?
Yeah, those little mini DV things he has. He probably has a bunch of
Yeah.
them. He probably hasn't gone through all of them, but yeah, that'd be sick if he found that. That'd be sick.
I
Jesus,
have it.
man.
In fact, you can find it on YouTube right now. It literally says Dave Lozano playing with Warbringer at the rickshaw. And it's your video.
Well, why don't we pull it up right now?
Honestly,
dude, I'm so glad because I was like
dude, I got a few of those little mini tapes that you would put into like a VHS tape adapter. I have a few of those, dude. I got.
And I swear you had one from the Buffoon show too, but I've never seen that one. I just know I've seen the one at the rickshaw. That was fun time, man.
Yeah,
it's
but
crazy.
Totally. Yeah, fucking YouTube. Like,
where's the rickshaw?
It's in Vancouver.
Vancouver.
I just remember you killed it, Dave, when you did it. It was so sick.
Yeah, I remember being so nervous for you. I was like, "Fuck, man,
so
you're not playing drums at all, practicing at all, like really that much. You're setting up drums and you're stage managing drums."
But he like lighted up.
Did that?
He just lighted up and just the energy just came. He's like, "Yeah,
fuck,
yeah,
I totally see that. This is the kind of stories I like.
Sick,
literally have.
Which drum set was I using? I don't even know. It wasn't theirs. There was somebody else that opened up for them.
Yeah,
there's this like savagery that came from that era, dude, where you duct tape a drumstick to your hand.
It's like Sepultura, like when they recorded Bestial Devastation, it was a broomstick holding the fucking, they made into a fucking hi-hat holder like last second in the studio, like because they were so broke
put together and shit.
Yeah, like that Sepultura kind of like vibe of just like fuck it, let's get it done. Like, I got a broomstick, dude. We got a broomstick. Like, fuck off. We're gonna do this. You know what I mean?
The show goes on. The show goes on.
Always.
That's where it all stems from.
Totally.
I think that death metal, the greats take that to heart. The show must go on.
Always, dude. Always. And I'm just so glad that I was part of all those different genres, dude. Like,
dude,
from the thrash era to all y'all motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's still ongoing. That's what's great about it.
Dude, I found it. I found the video.
I was spelling his name wrong, but I found it's the rickshaw.
It's Warbringer, Vancouver, BC. It says Dave Lozano just finished drumming for Warbringer.
Dude, put it on, dude.
Yeah, should I share it?
Do the share screen and then do the one of the last 4 frames.
I want to watch it.
I have to piss too, so no pressure.
Well,
I'm just gonna piss right here, dude.
Just do it, dude. I want to hear it though. I want to hear it.
Right, so
push hard. Push hard.
Push it.
Make it full screen.
Push it to your
You got it.
Is it sound shared? Or is it
yeah, I can hear it. Dude, Warbringer was fucking nuts.
Yeah, dude, they were.
What the fuck do you know?
I was like
taking off his guitar, and he is.
No, so Adam's taking off his guitar, so it might be farther down. Or was it? Did Adam do it?
I guess we're some fucking cockroach.
I think I did the first 3 songs, dude.
Can you hear it? Well, I guess this is
sick audio.
I can't tell because the video I'm watching too, it's like they're not showing.
Yeah, the audio's shot. But so that's crazy. So that was from memory of just watching the bands on that tour that time.
Say it again.
You played, so you filled in for Warbringer on those first 3 songs, and that was just from memory of being on that tour with them that time.
Yeah. I just learned those songs. Like, we had been on the road with them, throughout, and then we were going into Canada, and they were bummed because Nick at the time, I guess, couldn't get into Canada, and those were big money maker shows as far as merch. So the story went is that if they went, most of I guess the rest of the band could go in, but if they didn't play more than 4 songs, they weren't going to get paid. And so after that Vancouver show, I think we had to make that trek to Montreal. And I was like, man, these dudes, the only way they're either going to lose all their money waiting, they would pay for Nick, I guess, to stay at a hotel, and he would wait for them. So all that money, dude, they were going to miss out. So I just had to. I don't even know why I said that shit. It just came out, and I want to say that I was just joking. And then
it sounds like it's your attitude, though, and that's a good thing, dude. You kind of just you're just saying, fuck it, dude, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that even from when you were a teenager.
Well, you're like, I know drums, I know my shit, and I can also still play.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't do all the tom work and shit. I just did the most basic. But look, all they said was just 3 songs in, 5. The guitar player knew 2 of them. So I learned the 3 of the newer songs, I guess they were doing on that tour. And then, we both did it our way, and they made it through, dude. So,
and being a yes man, you're basically saying, hey, there's definitely trials and tribulations, but you're going to have a legacy of memories at the end of it if you are a yes man and you say, fucking let's go, let's do this shit, and let's make it fucking happen.
Yeah, I guess, man. I mean, I didn't want them they were having such a great time, and that was a fun tour, you know what I mean, for a bunch of different reasons. We were all literally like family. Vog was there after experiencing his decapitated horribleness. That was his first show. That was his first tour back. So, that was definitely a very special tour for me, because I got to, tech for his brother as well on that Summer Slaughter. So helping him out and making sure that these young kids were having, a blast. It just sucked that Nick couldn't go in there, but to see them lose a lot of money just off of 2 shows, man, I just had to take that chance. Plus, I didn't feel, not that they wrote easy music, but it was definitely a style that I felt like, no problem, dude. I'm going to go in and out, just do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, fuck, that was a fucking fun band, man. I mean, it still is.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the new shit's sick. I've heard the new shit, man. I don't know if I could just go up and, well, I could if I had practice, but I ain't learning that shit on a fucking couch.
Damn.
Oh,
that was a fun time, dude. I'll never forget that. That dude was showing me those songs off that little amp, remember?
Yep. I remember you just like having a cram, dude. You were just in fucking go mode. You're like, fuck it, I'm doing, like, you brought it up once and you're like, fuck. Everyone's like, oh, could you do it? And you're like, all right, let's fucking do it. It's like, it's like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like you weren't like, fuck yeah, I want it, like, let's do it. Like, you were like, I think I could do it. And they're like, fuck, you do it? And you're like, shit. Yeah, I could do it.
Let's go. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
we talked about that recently, saying, oh, I want to do that, and then it actually happened and being like, oh shit, wait, no, I gotta really fucking step it up.
Yeah, dude. And now it's in a big ass venue where I can really hear the echo of the snare too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, totally.
It's good, man. It was good.
Well, dude, I had a really good time tonight, guys. This was fucking fun. I love all these stories. Dave, that book sounds like it would be a great thing. I think that you should really fucking make it happen, dude, because just your 2 examples, I looked at it with, like, my humor, and it kind of in like a caricature-ish way. And dude, that would totally be an entertaining book, dude, to hear all those.
So too. The whole thing you just mentioned as well, man. I don't know. I've got some things going, and
I imagined it like humorous. You can make it humorous, and you can make it like, embellish the stories a little bit, just a little bit, give it a little spice, extra spice, And dude,
I also could do cartoons. I have this cartoon where you know, when I was teching for Death Angel, he had his little tom, this 10-inch tom, man. We never had a drum case for it, so this thing never got to go be packed with the rest of the drum set, and it was always inside the bus and pissing off everybody. This poor little tom got drugs done on it. He got used as a table, got clean down the way, fucking pissing out, you know, like another European band. I forgot the name. Just the whole thing was is that I have so many stories involving that little drum that I can turn him into a cartoon character.
Personify it, dude.
Yeah.
Personify the drum, dude.
Tommy the Tom, dude.
Tommy the Tom.
And you know, at the end of the cartoon, it always ends up with him being put back on the stage with the rest of his family. But up until then, it was just this whole, you know, you might have heard the story of this happened with this band. Well, I was back there as being used as a drug table. This is what really happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All through the eyes of a little Tom. It's fucking funny, dude. It's fucking.
Dude, it definitely has potential in my mind for sure, dude. I think that you could pull all the humor and real shit out of that too. You know,
big time, because I have so many
the real
stories
stuff in there too,
dude. Just with American bands, European bands, you know what I mean? I can apply it to almost every little thing through the eyes of this Tom. This little, you know, Tom telling the stories of all my coffee table stories. I think it would be awesome.
I think you got a good idea there, dude, and all the examples you gave us tonight solidifies it, dude. So please pursue that and make it happen, dude. I'll purchase it for sure, no doubt.
Man, it's definitely in the works, guys. And I appreciate this. Has been awesome.
Hell
it's
yeah,
my second official podcast ever.
Dude,
well, fuck, man, it's so cool we can bring on people that I've had so much cool experiences with, and shout out to Casey for making this happen too, because I was like, that's fucking good. What a good idea,
my brother.
Yeah, what a good idea for an episode, like having like a dude that we've like
I was like Dave's
toured the world with, you know, like everywhere. Yeah, it's fucking right here, just hanging out. Has all the stories. He's been with other bands. Like, dude's like been everywhere, and just fucking when you think tour's hard, like Dave Lozano's fucking going on and doing the next tour. Like, you know what I mean? Like
in the trenches and in the weeds with all of these motherfuckers, dude.
Fuck
like, if you guys are on stage as a drummer in a death metal band, you know all the ins and outs of all the things that can go wrong and stuff. And when you got Dave there, dude, you're just like, fuck yeah.
He cradles you.
I felt comfortable.
Gives you a warm embrace.
Yeah, when I had Dave on my side, like
he's the pro.
When I had Dave on my side, I felt comfortable. When I had Dave and even Meatball too, I was like, I felt like a warmth. I was like, I'm fine. I can black out and play a show. I'm just kidding, but I can like play. I can play, but I can play a show. Like I have these guys that are like looking out. They want the show to go good, like, and they know there's like the shows that we did were fucking pretty big. So it's like I don't want to like. I'm already worried enough about it, and I got Dave there. I'm fucking chilling. Like I could be like this going on, make eye contact, boom, like on it, like fucking looks at you. Figures it out. If it's some random thing, you just whisper it in his ear real quick. Boom, done. Gets shit taken care of, and that's like keeps the show going for the crowd.
Fun, that means me having more fun. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So
exactly, dude.
I'm gonna make sure that my shows, you guys are having fun. Well, fuck.
I could tell, dude, that you're an empath, dude. You tap into everybody's emotions, dude. And if people aren't having a good time, you don't have a good time. Dude.
Also, too, like I've noticed him like morph, like because he's had to deal with so many different personalities. But he like
they don't call me the devil for nothing, dude.
yeah. No, he's like up and he'll like be like, oh, this guy's kind of like this. Yeah, he's like Dave will just be like, this guy's kind of like weird like this. We'll approach him like this. Like you see, like Dave will like take into people's personalities. He's not just like only. I mean, one Dave when like you don't want to fucking get like if a bad show happens, Dave takes it fucking personally too. He's like,
that's what I'm saying,
fuck
dude.
that shit. He's like, because it
gets you in your. It gets me.
That's you can tell he cares.
He's like me, dude. It gets me. If I was in his position, it would hit me hard, dude.
Yeah.
You know, if that was what I was supposed to do, and people aren't feeling right in this situation that night, oh, dude, it's gonna get me hard, dude. It's gonna be in my bones, dude.
It's gonna get you hard.
It's gonna beat me out. It's gonna beat me out so hard, dude.
Beat you out super hard.
He's gonna get super hard and like he's gonna beat him up.
All right, who the fuck are we rating? Are we rating somebody tonight, dude?
Wait.
That up?
I gotta ask.
Okay.
I got one more question. So, Joel, can you show that picture of Dave with Tosin and Javier?
Yeah, because I posted for a second. So that you said Reflux, right, Dave? Because I remember this picture.
Well, my band with Tosin and Javier was called PSI.
PSI, that's right. Okay. So this one, this is the only picture I can find. It's kind of cut off.
Yeah.
But
sick.
So it's Tosin, Javier from Animals as Leaders, and Dave Lozano. Who's the guy on the right here?
Yeah, that's Buddy Buell, man. He played in a band called Horror of Horrors. And yeah, he's a fucking sick ass shredder too. So yeah, before Reflux, we had this little thing going on, and that's around 2000, 2002. Here again, with Axe and them, Double E booking, starting his whole career. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a fun time too.
Is there recordings that we could find or live shows or anything?
You know what? I've been kind of holding back because Animals as Leaders is such a huge band. You know what I mean? That there'll be a time and place for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they're good, dude. And I can give you samples, definitely. I have no problem with that. Dude, there's no animosity.
Stand up, man.
You'll dig them, dude. They're heavy as fuck.
No, they'll be in safe hands.
Look how young Tosin is right there. Look at he's just like
I have
to be selfish as shit with it.
Javier looks the same.
First recording, like his first solo.
It's such a legend.
That's so sick. That is incredible. Tosin is like as big a guitar god to this generation as
right, dude.
Any of the previous fucking Randy Rhoads or Eddie Van Halen. Like
he's been on the Guitar World magazine cover 6 times or something.
Dude, you know what's funny, man, is that with that kid, I'll never forget. I was working at what ended up being the new Guitar Center, but it was also called Music Emporium. I don't know if you remember that. It was an online order magazine. It turned out that it was this music store called Venom's Music. And when I was working there, I was actually sneaking out to the guitar section so I can go smoke a joint with the rest of the guys, on one of our breaks.
You've never done that.
I was starting a band called PSI, right? And I needed a new guitar player. And, this one day I just go to the guitar section, dude, and I hear this shredding, man, that literally just stopped me in my tracks. And I fucking look around the corner and there's this little black skater kid, dude, fucking just shredding on I don't know if you're familiar with those Parker guitars. They're like one of the most ugliest, the ugliest guitar that he could have found on the fucking wall. That's what Tosin was shredding on. And dude, he was like 16. And it sucked because I had to hound him till at least he was 17 to start doing shows in Washington, D.C. So, man, finding that kid at such a young age was not...
That's insane, dude.
That's so sick.
You one of the discoverables.
I have a whole section of stories.
Dave, you're like the perfect guest for this show, dude. You got such knowledge and stories, dude. Like I could squeeze you dry for hours, dude.
We're just getting started.
You already have, dude. But I want you to absorb more of that stuff, and I gotta squeeze it dry again for another one, dude. Because
definitely,
out, dude.
Squeeze it dry. That's a new. It's a new word. Squeeze it dry.
He's going to squeeze you dry for hours, dude.
They're already asking for more Dave episodes. 2 people just said we need another Dave episode.
Yeah, Dave. We should bring you back for a random, every now and then, just have you just chime in and stuff. That'd be fucking awesome.
Dude, I would love that. I can always throw a random little story just for y'all. You know what I mean?
Totally, man.
Dude,
you're great. I mean, you're not a guy. You said that you're anything stage, you that's your life, but anything technology is not your life. But man, you did a fucking great job on this. I was fully in this whole thing. It was not awkward. There's no awkward silence. Sometimes you bring on musicians, you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get sometimes because people are maybe more introvert or extra. You fucking literally, I was sitting there excited the whole time, man. You're great at this. Just letting
Yeah.
you know.
I can't believe my second thing is squeeze it dry. It went from beat it off to squeeze it dry,
Oh,
guys.
dude.
It's okay. It's okay.
Guys.
Just let it happen.
Just let it happen. Squeeze it dry.
That's
and
another
eat it
one.
out.
That's another one. Let it.
Just go with it, man.
That one's super creepy.
Just go with it.
Let it happen's really creepy. That's a bad one.
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, it was awesome meeting you, Dave.
Justin-
It was
Justin
Dude, this
ended
was
it.
so fun.
and
I
dude,
had such a good time
just-
tonight, guys.
My
Dude,
closing
you guys
words,
don't
dude.
even know. Dude, Dave's
Idolatry, the drumming on Idolatry is as extreme as any other drummer in 1991. It's gnarly. It's gnarly as Sean Reinhardt on Human. It's as gnarly as Igor on Beneath the Remains. You were definitely at the fucking top of the game when you recorded that. It's so sick to hear that. So
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
yeah.
Good shit, man.
Thanks,
Fuck
bro.
Dude,
I appreciate it, guys, man. This has been
Oh
fun.
yeah.
so,
This has been
yeah,
so
amazing.
much, dude. And yeah, let's plug that website one more time, dude.
You guys sound like you're wrapping this up. I'm not done.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, no one called you dumb ever, dude. This is the
Someone
first
else-
guy I've ever met.
Dude,
Someone
live
else buy a
bagging.
shirt.
Live
Someone else buy a
bagging
shirt.
is in full effect.
If you're done
I'm
listening
scared.
to the episode, buy a shirt right now.
Yeah,
Buy a
dude.
shirt?
Cali
We do
Death
live
Podcast.
bagging, so if you want, you know.
I'm gonna raid Mega Mike because Justin just signed off right before I raided him. Mega
No.
Mike is a guy that stayed online for over 140 hours straight and slept for like he took like naps on the podcast or his little stream and just first year like his like year like anniversary. He's like, I'm gonna fucking go like 100 and blah blah hours and just was up for like was alive for like a week and just like sleeping for like 2 hours. Play drums. He plays drums to whatever you guys want to fucking call out. He'll play. But I was very impressed. I was like, Jesus, man. And he got like all grumpy at the end. He's like, I don't know what's going on. He's like, he's taking dabs the whole time. He's taking dab hits the whole time. Just going,
He's all low
just
blood
getting all-
sugar. He's all.
Why wouldn't you be grumpy at the end of that, dude?
dude, he's a really cool guy though. But check him out. Love you guys. Love you,
Yeah.
Dave. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
send him
yeah,
over right now.
You guys.
Check this guy.
Cool,
Yeah.
dude. I didn't
I
even
was
say
thinking
it.
to Mayo,
Let
fuck
me
yeah,
just say it
rock
one
and
more
roll.
time.
Cinco de
All right,
Mayo.
all right, guys.
What?
Let's say our
Party.
it's the first time we're gonna plug our shit on the show at the end too. So we got to say it one more time. Put it at the bottom. Cali Death Podcast bigcartel.com. Yeah, I fucked it up, dude. Look at me trying to be all pro.
Beat
dude.
bop. Beat bop.
The
Okay.
beat bop, dude. Cali Death Podcast.bigcartel.com.
Shout out Serigrafita Norte who printed it out down in Tijuana, and I apologize for last episode accidentally.
We don't really
nuking
know what happened.
the
There's
fucking
there's
episode.
multiple reasons why we think it happened. We don't know what
it was
actually
the
made
federal government. We know that.
No, it was
You know.
definitely me. I literally hit the end broadcast
Yeah,
button on accident
It's
instead
Joseph.
of just
Joseph.
leave stream.
It's okay. We know it's the government. It's okay.
All right.
You're
Dude.
going through the border, and all of a sudden the podcast ends.
Well-
it's like it's kind of a coincidence. I don't know. Just saying. They're just
I've done the
like,
podcast in
it's
3
still
countries
fun.
now, guys. I've done it from 3 different countries. That's pretty sick. So
Well,
Yeah.
it still worked out.
You
great. It was all
motherfucker,
good.
dude. You're just killing it. I
We
love the
out here.
professor so much,
we
dude.
out
He's
here.
just
That's awesome.
We out here.
moving. All right.
Shout
Just how stoned this guy is. I just send all the people to him, and he's just all like, "Fuck yeah, Kelly Death Fest or podcast. Thanks for the
Cali Death
follow."
Fest?
He's all, "Thanks
Oh,
for the
nice.
follow."
Yeah, close enough. It's fine. It's all good.
And now
I
check
love
out how drunk this guy is. He called his podcast Cali Death Fest.
First time, remember in the
I
very
did-
beginning, we used to call it Cali
the
Death Fest.
We used
archaic
to do
is the
that,
one
so
where I fucked
Jesus
up.
Christ.
Is the archaic one.
Yeah.
The first
I don't know what
one.
that says, Joseph, but I feel like it's sick.
Oh, I'm just.
Yeah.
I got sent
All
via
right.
the raid over to.
Oh, okay,
him.
the rate, so it happens. So
Let's-
I'm doing it
let's-
right, guys.
You're doing it right.
All right,
Oh, we
guys.
figured it out. Nice.
10:30. All right, let's post pop for a little bit. Love you guys. But yeah, help support the podcast you've been watching for a long time, and tell your friends. Still, we'd love everybody coming and checking it out. All right, we'll see you. We don't have anything for Sunday. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna hang out with my mom. I don't know,
Oh, yeah, that's
Sunday.
true. Yeah, no.
but you know,
Excuse me. You're
Carlos,
right.
the drummer
I've
from
had
fucking
plenty
Slayer.
of Topo Chico. Happy Cinco de Mayo, dude. Everybody.
yeah.
Happy fucking
happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Hug your mom.
Fire it up,
Hug your
guys.
mom.
Fire it
Call
up.
your mom. Call
Yeah,
your
fire it
mom. Hug
All
her.
right.
Kiss her. If you can't hug
Yeah.
her, kiss her. Call her. Happy Mother's Day.